All right, dude. I think this is it.
Are we on?
We're on.
Beautiful.
Thanks for being here, man.
Thanks for having me.
It's been a long time coming.
Do I sound good?
You sound great.
Good. You sound great too, dude.
Do I?
Yeah, the headphones. I always see it on pods. I never understood.
Because you can hear yourself.
Yeah. No, but I like hearing just you.
Yeah?
It's like a video game style.
Yeah. Like I said, this has been a long
It's
time
like Jesus
coming.
is talking to me.
Is it?
It's doing something to me.
I wish I had
Keep
longer
talking.
hair.
Longer, dude. I like the haircut.
Thanks,
Looks
man.
Good.
Yeah, I tried to clean it up.
Yeah.
Everyone's been super positive. I was, you know when you get something done and you're not sure if anyone's going to ever notice? Because sometimes you do things no one notices and you go, why am I?
You talking about this because of your haircut?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cool.
I could trim my beard. No one notices. It's fine.
I like when you grow it out, dude. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The amount of people that called me Jason is.
Yeah, dude. You look a little J.
Yeah.
That's close to Jewy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I need a haircut, but I go to College Station for mine. I don't trust anyone else but my girl. Shout out to Maria.
Maria, shout out.
Yeah, if she ever listens to this.
She might. When's the last time you saw Maria?
Oh, dude. A year and a half ago. That's the last time. No. Yeah, a year and a half ago. Yeah, because I grew my hair out. Remember? I had the man bun.
Yeah.
It didn't look good anymore, bro.
You don't like the man bun?
No, I didn't like it. I think because I got older, like, hair gets weird.
It
I
does
rocked
get
it
weird.
well like 3 years ago. It was cool.
Not anymore.
Nah, I started losing it, I think, because it was long. And I'm getting there, bro. Yeah. All right, let's talk about something else.
What are you done with the hair?
Yeah, dude.
That's not comedy,
I like
dude.
it short. I like
Yeah.
it short now. Yeah. I don't know. I wear hats a lot, though. So it's not good for being on stage. I feel like people need to see your face. But I love wearing a hat.
Because it shadows your eyes and your facial expressions, and they need to actually see what's going on.
I wore one yesterday, but that was on purpose because I was tired.
Because you were tired.
Yeah, my eyes are so baggy right now. I'm so exhausted.
You're doing
But
it.
it's good.
I slept in today. Bang. You got a water.
Bang, dude. I'm fucking
unofficial
set up.
podcast sponsor. Bang. Just kidding.
The-
That's poison.
Yeah,
it's
dude.
poison. That's my mindset.
It better
on
fucking be. I'm gonna die from this thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, the lighting was too good yesterday. It made me nervous, but it was fun. Yeah. What's up with you, man? What's going on?
Just trying to get things going, dude. You know what I mean? We've been talking about this a long time.
Yeah.
And I do, like I said, I appreciate you showing up and being here and coming on it. This is the first episode of many.
Yeah.
Consistency, everybody. That's what the name of the game is. I'm not going to panic too much about one. I'm not going to freak out about this one too much. Just going to try to have a good time and then just keep showing up, keep showing up, keep showing up. That's the name of the game.
That's for sure.
And I think you learn that as you get older. You know what I mean?
That's why I wanted to do it with you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. You're strict. You're disciplined. I like it.
I'm not, though.
You are, dude. Compared to the fuckheads I hang out with there.
Yeah, but that's a low bar. No, I'm just kidding.
No, I mean, yeah, a lot of comedians, not a lot, but, you know, if you ask me to do their pod, and they're funny guys, but the first thing they say is, like, we'll do some shrooms and get fucked up. Like, and then, yeah, dude, I'm all down for a good time, but I want to do one with you and not just comedy, like, talk about some other stuff, dude.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, the last thing I want to do is kind of get blasted and get on camera.
That
sounds like a nightmare.
Yeah.
That honestly to me sounds like a nightmare.
Yeah.
Just because I don't know, I'm a control. I like to have some sort of control, and I mean I do recreational drugs here and there off camera, obviously, but we'll see what happens.
No, I know all about that, man. I've gotten wrecked before getting on stage, and it's never a good idea, bro.
Yeah.
A lot of people do it to like loosen up. It makes me more nervous. I forget everything.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It's awful.
Well, the thing is, it always whispers to me, and it's like, dude, you're gonna be fine. You're gonna be super funny. You're gonna kill it, and then you don't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or like the conversations aren't as smooth. You're not as connected to anyone.
I forgot you did mics when you lived in LA, right?
So I did comedy for like a year in San Antonio at open mics, just doing a bunch of mics, kind of hitting that. Also doing special education teaching assistant at the same time. So I do teaching assistant in the day, and then I would go do mics at night, the grinder life.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I'm going to go all in on stand-up.
And what happened?
And so I did it. I quit my special education teaching. I started doing some mics, and then I tried an acting class.
Yeah.
And I liked it. I was like, wow, this is a lot of fun because acting is fun.
It's the best.
It's the best.
It's excruciating for me, though.
Why?
I don't know how you felt when you were doing it. Every week when I was about to do a scene, it was, dude, torture. Like, it wasn't just the nerves. For me, it was, like, emotionally, like, exhausting. Because the main thing is you want to feel it, right? You want it to be real. And some of the scenes we were doing was just, I don't know how actors, like Joaquin Phoenix is a good example of like, yeah, I'm not Joaquin, but of like guys that you
You're
know
close.
for sure, they try to get in character, like they're true to the character. So preparing for that, like I did a scene where like my brother died. So you have to like feel sort of like that. And it's hard to separate. So like once the scene is over and I got it done like the week of, at the end of the week, I'm drained. And I would like, I was coming to Austin. I didn't live here at the time. And dude, I'd be driving back like, you know, when you ever had a girlfriend like, and you have like a big
No.
fight? Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
No, dude.
Sometimes.
That's how I felt like after like a big fight with a girlfriend or something. That's how I felt after a scene like that.
Right.
And it was still a lot of fun. So it was like a love-hate for me. But in fact, I think when I started doing stand-up, I was kind of doing it with the hope of like one day doing like movies and stuff.
Yeah, of course.
I'm a big movie guy.
It's a bridge.
Yeah.
Yeah. Top
But
movie.
there's
What's
a
your
lot of
favorite
respect for
movie?
actors, man.
What's your favorite movie?
Interstellar, dude.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude, that's
Hands
a
down.
fantastic
Yeah.
one.
I try not to watch it because I like it a lot. So I save it. I've seen it like 3 times, probably.
You try to make it like a special time.
And that's my favorite, but like my favorite to watch that I've seen a million times is Inglourious Bastards.
That's a good one.
So fun, dude.
Buongiorno.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you?
Favorite movie?
Yeah.
Jurassic Park.
Get
I've seen it so many damn times.
Seriously? All right.
I think it was the age I saw it. My dad, he didn't really give a shit. So like we would see it. I think I saw it he told me I saw it in theaters. I was 3. I don't know. He took me to Jurassic Park at 3, which is awesome. Shout out to Pops. Playing GTA at like 7. Shout out to Pops.
Yeah.
You know, learning the real things about life.
Yeah. That's
And
badass.
yeah, I think it's just I was the right age with dinosaurs, and it was a good movie. And then I just locked it in. I was like, yeah, it's me forever.
That was prime dinosaur age.
Yeah.
Yeah. So wait, the first one?
Yeah, the first one is iconic.
Yeah. What's a good line from that movie? I haven't seen it in forever.
Oh gosh,
Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah,
He's a baller.
Jeff Goldblum.
I like him.
Yeah. Shoot! Shoot! That's an iconic line right out of the gate.
I
Yeah.
don't remember. I need to watch it again.
Oh yeah, you should watch that one.
All right. Yeah.
I don't hold myself back from it. I'm, JP's always on the tuned up. I can always kind of plug that one in. But go back to the acting thing. So the reason you were carrying that over is because, from what I've seen and read and whatever, your body doesn't know the difference between make-believe or real life. So if you're charging it up, thinking about, you kind of personalize it. Maybe you're thinking about your own mortality or someone dying in you, so you can kind of get to that emotional stance.
Yeah.
Your body doesn't realize that it's acting. It's, the same chemicals are being released as if you're, I used to envision when I was acting, like, and I would have to do an emotional scene or an alone, which is where you're by yourself trying to make yourself cry in a sense. I would think of my grandmother dying. She actually has passed now, but they hadn't. So I would go backstage. I would think of them dying. It would make me emotional, and then I would walk out on the scene, right,
Whoa.
and then perform the scene.
It's a wild approach, man. You're a brave man.
Yeah. Well, I was trying to be good. Everything. I was like, it could be good. Quote unquote.
Everyone has their own like.
Yeah.
It's wild.
Right.
That's. I did something similar, I think, but I think at the time when I was doing that scene in particular, no one in my life that was like immediately close to me had passed yet. So for me, it was just it was like creating a fake brother, and then also imagining what it would be like if one of my brothers died, because I have 2 brothers that I love.
So you created a fake one and then killed him?
Yeah. I built my baby character, and then I murdered him.
That's hilarious.
So that I could perform in front of 10 people. Yeah, it was put myself through hell. But then it's not even like I was doing well. Like it was my first time doing anything in front of like people like that, So it was nerve-wracking too. So that also came into the emotional distress. Fucking acting is insanely, for me, like stressful, but fun.
Right.
You
Right.
play.
You play.
Yeah, you're a kid still.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think that's why I fell in love with it. And so I was doing wrap it back. I was doing stand-up, and then I did an acting class, and I was like, dude, acting is so fun. Like what you just said. It's so fun. It's so freeing. I'm going to be an actor. This is my mindset. I was I was like 23, 24. I'm like, whatever.
Dude,
still kind of my mindset
when I was
now.
like
I'm
18,
just like, whatever. But
that was the
same thing, right?
Yeah.
And then I was like, my mindset's like, if I'm going to be an actor, well, then I gotta go to LA. I mean, like jump in the pool kind of mindset.
That's wild that you did it though.
Yeah, and then I just moved to LA.
Take some balls, man.
Takes balls, but also it's like not
From
thinking
San Antonio,
long term.
like-
I worked at Lifetime Fitness.
Did you
I did a
tell
good job.
people Or is it one of those things that you just kind of like, fuck it, I'm just gonna? Was it like on a, how do I explain it? On a whim, sort of, or a
partial whim? I think. I mean, if I remember correctly, I told like family, obviously.
How
And
did they react?
They're. I can't even complain. They're supportive, dude.
Really?
Like, obviously, my mom didn't want me to. My grandma was crushed.
Whoa.
Because I think she realized like time is precious, especially when they're at that age. And if I'm gone for and in her eyes, I'll never come back.
Yeah.
And you're like kind of leaving them, and like you only come back once a year, twice. Maybe.
And
when
you're very
moving.
close to your grandparents.
Super close. Those people are our chef's kiss.
Yeah.
So I think she saw it as like she was happy. Obviously, she wants me to do what I wanted to do, but she was obviously upset because she wouldn't see me. And the older I get, the more I understand her and understand them.
Mm-hmm.
And I do love the aspect of your 20s when you can kind of be free and you're kind of going around like crazy. But there is a negative to it, and it is you miss family time. And like being close to family and like being able to pop in and see them is invaluable. And I think the older you get, the more you appreciate that kind of stuff.
When I was like 20 or 21, I don't remember well. That's when I moved to California, and I was a dick, man. I was afraid to tell them that I was moving, and by them I mean my brothers and my parents, because I knew they would be against it. So I said, I had a girlfriend at the time, and she lived in California. She was from there, so I was trying to play soccer professionally,
which I would like to talk into that a little bit. But
sure,
because that's awesome.
I was living in College Station. I was partying too much, so I was like, I need to get away from here. Because, I was in a house with 4 other dudes. There was parties every night. And I was drinking too. And I was like, it was my dream, like, growing up. So I was like, if it's going to happen, and the chances were so extremely low. I was like, but it would have to be now. So I told them I was going there for, like, Christmas break. And I had a trial with the Galaxy. And
you had a trial with them?
It wasn't like I was fucking great. It was just they were holding it. But I felt
Was
good.
it a closed trial or an open? I'm just curious, like, how that even works.
So no, I did send them like some reels.
Okay,
but it was open. Like, so you send it and then they invited you, and they had like refs and stuff. Like it was an actual scrimmage. There were 2, like 11 aside, whatever, and then the actual team was playing right next to us.
Cool.
It was cool. But what was I gonna say? I told them I was going to have the tryout, but they kind of thought, okay, but he'll come right back.
Right.
Like, nobody expected me to make it. Neither did I, right? But I went with the hope, and I was like prepared. But when I told them, yo, I'm gonna stay, and I'm gonna train here, and I'm gonna find a team, because California had a lot more opportunity, for that. They didn't talk to me for 2 days. They like yelled, because I lied. I just kind of like left. And we were very close.
Yeah.
And
you are close with your family. I've seen it here. I mean, with your brothers and things. Absolutely.
But I mean,
and
2 days later, they came right back around. We're a very close family. We all love each other a lot. And they supported me fully.
Beautiful.
But I understood, man. Like, they were scared that I was making a bad decision, leaving school and all that. I get it. Like, I came here when I was 12. And when we moved here, the idea was like, sports. Because, like, growing up, me and my 2 brothers, we played 3 sports. So it was always like sports, but with school, And the problem is with soccer, that's not a combination you can have if you do hope to make it. You can in like the MLS, but I was hoping, in every other country but the U.S., when you're like 11, you start like having school, but at the academy or something like that. They bring tests in, but
you become professional very quickly.
Yeah, dude, you don't go to college and take courses that last all day, and no, you got to be training all the time. So I don't know. It was a dumb decision, but I was happy I made it.
Do you say it's a dumb decision because it didn't work, or do you say it's a dumb decision because
I wasn't good enough?
You knew that going there.
Well, no. When you're chasing something like that, you can't fully know that you're not going to make it.
Right.
You got to have some delusion.
You have to. Everything's a delusion. I think we all have to have some sort of delusion with everything, in a sense. Yeah.
It was a dumb decision, but it was the right one. Because it kind of taught me to just do what you want to do, but like, go after it.
You have to.
Yeah, and it did not work. I got injured immediately that first day. I was playing pretty well though.
Okay, so you showed up.
Yeah,
you did the practice thing. You were kind of killing it. Yeah,
it was such a disaster. I get there like at 9, because that's when they told me to get there. Sorry, no, they told me come at 10. So I get there at 9. My girlfriend at the time.
Go on. That's great. Yeah, you showed up early.
Yeah, I want to do some shooting and warm up and shit. And I showed up to the wrong field. That's where the first team was, so they kicked me out. And they're like, come back at 11. So I come back at 11. They're like, actually, we're not ready for you. Come back at 2. Dope. Now by this time I'm like starving, and I made the dumbest decision. My girlfriend and I, we went and had Subway. I had a foot long and a half.
Oh no, a foot long and a half. That's so much.
I'm hungry, dude.
That's
I
so
like
much sub, dude.
my meatball.
You got a meatball, a
dude.
foot and a half meatball.
Dude,
Oh my god.
some onions and shit. Yeah,
No.
I went crazy.
With cheese and.
But
Okay.
I get there, and I thought, they're gonna let me warm up and shit. Get their full, and they're like, okay, you're ready. They didn't even let me stretch. They're like, you're jumping on right now, and they had just started the game, and I jump in there, not even warmed up, dude, full on sprinting like immediately.
Oh my god! No.
And I did well. I scored a goal like in the first 10 minutes. It was a tap in, but
Hey.
I was fucking
Hey.
chasing. And then I kept going, and towards the end, it was a 90-minute game. I had like a dude on my right, and he was closing me down. I was on the left, and as soon as I'm gonna hit it, and we were tied, would have been the winning goal. I feel my right leg drop, and I shanked the shit out of the ball. But the goalkeeper saves it, goes to a corner, and I knew right then and there I pulled my groin.
No.
Yeah, it was like I didn't want to believe it. I was like, I cannot, because a pulled groin, you can't do anything about it for at least a few days. And the ref knew immediately, because they passed me the ball, and I didn't even touch it. I just let it go, and then someone else did, and then the game was over or whatever. And the ref came over. He's like, "You pulled your groin?" I'm like, "Yeah." It was awful, but thankfully, the scout that was there, he was like, it wasn't like the real coaches were there. They were with the first team, so they had like
Yeah, it makes sense.
assistants and shit.
Assistant coaches.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
I talked to this guy. I think his name was Jeff, actually.
Cool. Good name.
Yeah, he was real nice, man. He said, it's growing, whatever. Like, we didn't really give you time to warm up. Come back in like a week and a half. I'm like, okay,
Cool.
yeah. I went to the YMCA like the day before. After like I felt good. Like I was jogging and shit. Like after a few days, I felt good. I iced it a bunch, and I got a little cocky. I went to the YMCA, and I remember I did a long distance shot, and I tore it. I tore my groin. So then I was out for a while.
No.
And yeah, man. And then it just kept going, because I tore my left one 2 months after that. I didn't understand why I couldn't get better, because I didn't have any friends over there. All I did was go to the gym all day and try to fix it by like warming up, going to the pool, stretching. And dude, I didn't find out till a year later that I kept getting injured. I came to Texas to check it out. I hadn't been here. And a doctor that my brother was friends with from A&M, he was like a physio for the football team. He saw me. He couldn't believe me that I pulled it. He was like, you fell on something. He kept saying, you're lying to me. I'm like, what do you mean, dude? I'm paying you like all this money. Like, I want to know. And he was like, you're lying. I don't know what to tell you. Like, you fell on something. And then I flew back to California. So that was mission failed. We saw the x-rays. I had a cracked pelvic bone.
Oh, God.
And I told my mom about it. She starts laughing. I'm like, that's so funny. Like, my life is over.
Right.
She was like,
you're crushed, and she's laughing. Yeah.
Because the doctor did tell me basically, like, I don't know. It was kind of hard. He didn't specialize in soccer or whatever. But he's like, I don't know if you'll be able to shoot or do the cuts they usually do in the future, just because the pelvic bone was so messed up. And I told my mom. She starts laughing. She's like, you don't remember? I'm like, remember what? When I was 8, I had an accident. I fell in a municipal dumpster.
You fell in one?
On like
On one.
So
Rush,
it was like
rush
a
hour
ledge.
style? Like,
Dude, I got. So I'll tell you the story real quick. My brothers had a basketball tournament in Tampico, which is like a southern beach city in Mexico. So I was bored watching the game with the other siblings. And there was this kid named Mauricio and this girl named Sandy. Sandy takes Mauricio and I to like somewhere, and she goes, and we both like Sandy. She was older than us, and we both were trying to impress her and stuff, right? And she goes, there's a airport next to that wall, but you'd have to climb that if you want to see some planes, unless you're scared. And I was like, I ain't no bitch.
yeah, she threw that in right at the end, unless you're scared.
Yeah.
She knew she was
dude.
playing the game too, dude. A little confident
Women
boost
have been
for her.
ruining my life.
Yeah,
my
I know.
Started early.
How old were you
I'll
here?
do it.
Yeah,
I was
8.
8. Yeah.
Right out of the gate, dude.
Mauricio was smart. He was like, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
I was
How old
like,
was
hold my beer,
Mauricio?
dude. He was my age.
Oh, my beard, dude. Oh, my cerveza,
Yeah,
dude. Right?
stay here, you
Tampico.
fucking pussy.
Yeah. I'm trying to get this chick. I'm 8, dude. I'm ready. Cool.
I was all about it, man.
God, you're wild.
I climbed up there, and you had to. It was 18 feet around there. I don't know, but I remember it. And I'm also small, so it probably was like 10, right? To me, it was a building.
I like build up the story, make it crazy, dude. You went nuts.
Yes, it was 35 feet.
Yeah, I like that better.
I climbed up there and I started walking across this ledge, but the ledge was like this. It wasn't squared. It was like this, rusted out and shit, dude. Like, so I'm like balancing myself, and I start seeing over the wall. This girl wasn't lying. There was actually like a plane, so I was like, ooh. And as I'm getting close, I remember slipping, and I remember like I had these trique like chocolate chip cookies that I loved. I remember the green bag just being in the air, and then black, right? And I wake up and I'm bleeding, like, and my dad's like hitting my face, like, wake up, you know, like moving me. And there's like all these adults surrounding me. I'm like, what the fuck happened? So apparently I slipped and I fell, and I landed on it in between my legs.
Oh,
yeah.
what?
Thankfully, like half an inch from my dudes, right? They're okay.
Oh, yeah,
Like, yeah. But there's a little scar there still.
Yeah.
Ladies.
Ladies?
Yeah, dude, I had to walk like a crab.
Wow.
In school for like a month. I can't believe I fucking didn't think.
And you
it.
forgot all about this.
It's kind of weird.
You blacked it out.
Yeah. Dude, it was kind of gory. My dad had to climb up there. And I was stuck and passed out. He had to unstick me, basically. It's not like I was like stuck, but like I was just like, sitting on it, like with my head down, apparently.
Yeah, you're defeated. Well, you don't even know. Yeah, no, I'm not. Yeah, it's just.
Yeah, dude. So I worked my whole life to still be an athlete. I didn't know it was never gonna happen.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Well, you should. No, you shouldn't. That's a defeatist mindset, especially as a child, or going into teens or later on. Yeah.
I didn't know that it. And I remember in high school, I would get groin injuries or like hip flexor all the time.
And you just thought it was just.
I just thought, like I ran on different surfaces. You're in high school, they put you around like on track, and then you're running on the soccer field, and then I would run on pavement at home, like on my own, and then the fucking. So I just thought it was different surfaces because I'd get shin splints a lot too. You probably know all about this. I don't know.
No, I'm not an athlete.
I just assumed it was.
I just kind of look somewhat like one because I'm just a dude who shows up sometimes.
No, dude, you understand though. You understand the body. I feel like. Yeah.
I try to. I mean, it's just progress and like slowly learning and taking away.
I don't know anything.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't
even know what is a shin splint. I don't even think I've ever. What is it? It's
really?
when you're running a lot and like your shins tighten up, right?
They tighten up like crazy.
Yeah.
Dude, the shin splint massages, like when they try to like
rubbing that bone, right?
Yikes. Oh, there was this girl. In high school she would do it. I would scream like a little girl, bro. Like I don't know how little girls scream. That sounded weird.
No, you did.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
It was awful. So shin splints you get when you're, at least with me, when I was running on different surfaces, it really fucks them up. And you have to stay off like the field for a couple days. But I just thought it was something like that. And no, I have a fucked up like pelvic one. So like, that's why I don't lift weights like with my legs. I just run. If I got to work out like the legs, I'll go hiking and stuff. But I don't do squats or anything.
No squats,
really
no deadlifts, none of that. Yeah.
Deadlifts fuck me up. Even what do you call the ones that are like a ball and you just lift them? They got like
kettlebells.
Yeah.
Kettlebells.
Even those fuck me up. Yeah, kettlebells. Yeah. I told you I don't know anything.
The balls with the loops. No.
The ball with the loop.
Give me that ball with that loop,
around,
dog.
Yeah.
No, that's good. I
don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So why were we talking about that? Oh, California.
Yeah. Back to the Cali thing.
Yeah.
So then obviously you went out and tried out for the Galaxy, which is cool. Galaxy, is that cool. Called Galaxy?
Yeah, the LA Galaxy.
Yeah.
It was at the time where Giovanni Dos Santos and Zlatan were there.
I don't know that.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that is.
Yeah.
What is that?
Gio.
What do you?
Giovanni is like one of our biggest like Mexican soccer players,
Nice.
and he was there.
Nice.
He was like, you know how like Ronaldo is now in like Saudi Arabia making all that money?
Yeah, bang.
But the league isn't that, right? Giovanni came from like Europe, and he's one of those players that like came to the MLS to like.
Yeah, they did that with David Beckham. I know that.
Exactly. He was like the first one.
Is that doing anything? Has that done anything? I feel like they try to do things like that, and they try to pump money in.
It has gotten bigger. Like, I don't know how big, but I think it is. Like Austin, for example, the Austin FC. Yeah.
You go to those games ever or no?
I haven't. I want to, because my friends go all the time, and they say I see videos. It looks crazy.
Yeah.
And I've gone to MLS games before, like in the Houston Dynamo, and I was like, this is a waste of time. People don't stand up. Nobody gives a shit. That was my experience like 10 years ago. So I think it's gotten better. I've seen videos of like the crowd goes crazy. Matthew McConaughey jumps out there, bro. Hypes him up. You see my left eyelid, bro, blinking?
Yeah. What is that?
Lack of sleep, man.
Yeah. Well, you're grinding, dude. You are grinding right now, and I respect the shit out of it. I'm not gonna lie to you because I know you're grinding. But that's
I need to figure out like a better schedule, man.
Yeah, long term, you're not going to be able to do it. Yeah, you need to get 7 to 9
Gain
hours.
weight like crazy.
Well, you're a little bloated.
You're
Well,
like,
no,
yeah, I
I'm not
noticed.
saying dude, but like, with that lifestyle, you're gonna get bloated. You're gonna eat like shit because you're eating late, because you're out late and you're kind of on the run. So you're probably eating fast food a lot. You need a meal prep, to be honest with you. That would probably solve a lot of things for you.
I bought a bunch of like shit for that.
Nice.
I'm supposed to do that tomorrow. Yeah,
Nice.
I have to.
What are you cooking? Let's just talk about that meal prep. Let's see what you got.
You should help me with this actually.
No. I'm just
I'm
listening.
super simple. All I do is like broccoli and chicken because I actually enjoy it.
Yeah.
And it fills me up. It tastes good to me. Yeah.
Do you have the gift where you can eat the same food over and over and you don't get bored of it?
I'm a man of habit.
Good.
I'm a creature of
same.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't mind it at all.
That's good.
I like salsa too. If it gets boring, I'll just fucking
Just
I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
But no, today was the first day I got to sleep in a while.
I don't even feel like you slept in that much either. You
No.
know what I mean? It's like you slept in, but like
I got woken up from a call like around 9:30 from my friend John. He came to my show yesterday and he got his car towed.
Oh. At the venue? At your place?
Yeah, I live right in front of the venue.
Mm.
So he parked it there. I
You
told
live
him,
right in front of it.
I was like, yo, like park on the 5th floor and send me your plates. And, he called me. He was pissed at me.
Ah.
I love you, John. But he was pissed at me because he said it to me. I was like, bro, I was running on like no sleep. We were drinking. Like,
Yeah. You forgot to.
you should have fucking made sure. I'm a dumbass. Like, I was telling you, like, yo, So I sent money for that. But like, I got woken up to that.
Nice.
My boy
Nice.
was upset.
Nice.
But we're good.
Yeah.
We're boys.
It's life.
Yeah, I got
It
towed
happens.
at my fucking place. Yeah, the day they started doing that shit, I was in San Antonio seeing my parents. My parents came to visit, like, I want to say like a month and a half ago. The first day they started doing that shit, they sent an email. And I wasn't checking my email every fucking day,
No.
I got towed. I was pretty pissed.
Did they pay for it?
Yeah, I had to go talk to them.
Okay. I'm like, you're a resident there.
They weren't going to pay. They were like, only if you were to refer someone to live here, we can give you your money.
No, what?
Yeah.
That's some scammy shit. Like,
Yeah.
oh, unless you refer someone, we'll take it off. Wink, wink. Like, what?
Mhm.
No, how about you?
Thankfully, I kind of had referred someone and didn't think about it. Like, Andres lives there.
Nice.
And he lives there because he would come visit us,
Nice.
living there.
God, what's some weird? That's weird. For them
I
to be
gotta
like,
figure it
hey,
out,
if you
thankfully.
refer someone, we'll take it off. Like,
Well,
what? Do you have a complex and I pay money here and you towed me? I don't.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Thankfully, the manager, I was cool with her, but apparently she just got fired. So let's see if our lease stays the same.
Time to start fresh, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. What's up with you, man? Let's talk about you for a
Nah,
minute.
I don't want to talk about me. I don't like talking about me. I
No?
like to just.
How did you like living in California?
I think it's a state of great pros and great cons. Obviously, the weather. I've lived in LA and San Francisco. They're different.
Yeah.
The weather is fantastic, obviously.
I never knew you lived in San Francisco.
Yeah, I did that for like maybe a year pre-COVID. Right before COVID hit, I was
How'd you
doing
afford
tech
that
sales.
shit, man?
Huh?
How'd you afford San?
I lived in a dungeon in San Francisco for $900 a month. Like literally a dungeon.
Like by yourself?
No, like I mean, I had my own room, but then like I'd share a kitchen with a guy, but it wasn't a kitchen. It was like it had a sink and like a hot plate. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
down below, and then you had to like walk downstairs, like you know what I mean? And like,
Was the guy all right? Was he cool?
I didn't really even know what was going on with him. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, when you're in like when two dudes are in two dungeons, like
Yeah.
you just kind of I don't
Thankfully,
know,
I've never had like that.
like poor. Yeah.
No. No, I've had. Well, when I was living in California, thankfully my landlord happened to be like the best guy ever. So he charged me almost nothing to
That's
live
beautiful.
in. Yeah, and only because my girlfriend at the time, her mom lived in one of the rooms he had. He had a big
Nice.
house, big beautiful house in Orange County. So he liked me. I was young. He was trying to help out. Shout out Gary.
Yeah.
Great guy.
You
I
need
think- I
people
don't know.
like that in your life to like give a helping hand, because if you're
Yeah.
going there without any helping hand, in a sense
Yeah.
of like someone, or, it's tough to get it right off the ground on your feet to on the ground. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're running because first and last month's rent and all this, and you're trying to make a dream come true. You don't have anything yet, etc. So those kind of people are crucial. I had a lady named Lorraine. She's actually my I don't know, she's step aunt or something, step great aunt.
Okay.
But she has a house in Van Nuys.
Yeah.
And she let me live there for $500 a month in a bedroom, just kind of like you.
It's pretty much my setup.
And
yeah.
it was beautiful.
Yeah.
And I'm very lucky and fortunate.
Yeah, man. I liked living there. I got a couple years where God was just like fucking everything was perfect.
Nice.
In the sense my family was supportive. I got a job painting houses for rich people.
Nice.
So nobody was supervising me, dude.
Nice.
Honestly, I was fucking around a lot, just listening to podcasts, taking my time. But they didn't care. you know.
That's not a bad gig as long as you're following a dream.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, we're kind of doing that now in a sense. We have a job, we make money, and then we're trying to do things outside of that job. I think the key when you get really depressed or you get down is when you're doing something, you're doing it over and over, you build bad habits, and you're kind of cycling through the same thing, but you have nothing you're shooting for, no goals, no aspirations, and you can do it for a bit, but it does start to weigh on you. And the older you get, you can just feel yourself sinking more and more, and maybe your confidence starts lacking more and more. So as long as you have something to go for outside of that, I think it's really important. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Unless that's all you want to do.
Yeah.
I mean, some people, all they want to do is fucking work their job, come home, watch Big Bang Theory for the 8th time.
I
and
fantasize about being home and watching TV now. I really fucking miss it. I didn't know how good it was.
It's great.
Yeah.
Do you miss cable? Is anyone? I miss cable, dude.
I kind of liked. Yeah, dude. We live in a world now where it has to be immediate. But I did enjoy like having the commercial breaks.
Yeah.
I remember I watched in high school, Fernando, my good friend Fernando. He used to live right below, and he'd be over at ours all the time because he grew up with sisters. You know, I was with 2 brothers, so he and I would always be watching like 2.5 Men, Big Bang Theory, all that shit, and like, yeah, you talk shit like during commercials. You get up, water, whatever. Yeah, it's like nice little. I don't know, dude. You're onto something there.
Well, I think I think it's maybe I pine for the past slightly, but I think there's something about like scrolling through a TV guide and you just happen to see a King of Queens episode on season 4, episode 7. It doesn't even matter, and you just jump in.
I'd get excited like in Practical Jokers or something. Right. I remember, which was now it's all the time. But yeah, dude.
But it's available all the time, but I never go to it. I'm never going to I mean, some maybe, but not really. I'm not going to click on a King of Queens season 4, episode 13. But if I was scrolling through a TV guide and it was happened to be on, I would pop on it. Yeah. It's like even though we have everything available to us at all times now, I want something just to be chosen for me in a sense, like maybe closing in the box and then that freedom with it. I don't know. It's like when I have to choose something, I'm like, well, I shouldn't just watch King of Queens. I should put on like a document. I don't know. Sports.
No, yeah. Like if cable hadn't been a thing when I was growing up, I never would have watched something like, let's say, It's Always Sunny, which I fucking love now. Yeah. But I remember the first time I watched it, I watched it with Fernando. It was like late at night. We came back from a party, and it was these dudes just yelling at each other. But so I didn't quite get it yet, but that's what I'm saying. Like, that's all that was on. Right. So I learned to love that shit, and I love that show. But if it had been something I had to pick, because I have the option to pick whatever I want, I never would have seen it.
You wouldn't have picked it. Yeah. You'd have just scrolled right up. How many other things are we scrolling past that we'd actually love,
but
we don't watch?
That's why I like going to the movies all the time. Like, I go by myself, and I'll watch whatever's on. Obviously, if I have time now, it's kind of something I miss, but it's the best, because then I saw Lady Bird. I remember in California, I never would have fucking gone to see Lady Bird.
That's a good one.
Or put it on TV, I mean. Right. Yeah, and it was a great movie. Right. Yeah.
I don't remember anything about it, but I do know it's a good one. It's about a chick. She's
dude, I don't know. Yeah, if someone told me the premise, I'd be like, I'm not wasting 2 hours watching a girl find herself as she goes to college.
I think I knew it was about a girl spending 2 hours, finding herself, and I was into it.
And she still doesn't at the end.
I'm trying to think.
She gets roofied, I think, or alcohol poisoning, and calls her mom at the end, like "I love you" or something. Great. But the movie is I think it's a great coming of age movie. You know, I think Timothy Chalamet was in it. It was one of the first ones that I saw him in. He was such a douchebag in it. But it's a fun movie because it does remind you when you're young and how stupid you are. Even now, I feel like I still do stupid things. But it does put into perspective how stupid and gullible you are when you're young. You don't know anything. Like, I had dreams and aspirations, which was great. But there's no real sense of direction. That's why I think it's wild that kids are expected to know what they're going to do for the rest of their lives when they're like 18.
I hate that question.
You have to pick a major. That's why college didn't work out for me. I had trouble just committing to the idea of like, this is my career that I'm going to pick. And then I worked this for 40 years, you know?
Yeah. I don't know.
You don't know who you are yet.
I don't even.
At least I didn't fucking.
I didn't either. I don't even know now. I'm not going to lie to you. I still feel like I'm kind of like that in a way where it's like I want some things, but I don't even know, you know?
Yeah. But the important thing, I think, I don't know about you, that I like is you still try shit, you know? I think one of the few things, at least, because I'm very, I hate myself sometimes in many ways.
Valid.
I think it's common amongst,
it's common amongst humans, maybe. If you have
especially stand-ups, I think. I meet a lot of them, or artists. I don't know why. But one of the few things I think I would like to still have in a few years is that curiosity. I think you have to. I just do things, whether or not I think they're gonna work out. Like
Mm.
something like this, you know.
It's good.
Yeah, I didn't know this was gonna be live, but it's cool.
Yeah.
Trying it.
I like that little tinge of liveness.
Yeah, I like jumping in to shit. You know.
Well, it's the same thing with moving to LA. You know, when I was trying acting, I was like, why not? You know, I call it jumping in the pool. It's like if you're not, you know, dipping your toe. You're gonna dip your toe. If you want to do it, just jump in, dude. Cannonball in there and see what it's alley. Because it's not only gonna benefit you on the back end, because you'll figure out really quickly if that's what you want to do.
Yeah.
If you're dipping your toe, you can dip your toe for 30 years.
Yeah.
But if you cannonball in, that's gonna be a bad 30 years if you didn't want to do it. But you'll figure it out within about a year or two. Like, okay, that's what happened with me with acting. Is I cannonballed in. I really enjoyed it. I enjoy acting, but when it comes to the industry, and then it started making me superficial about myself. I started looking at myself way more in the mirror. Yeah. What do I look like? Oh my god, my ears look like this. My face looks like it's awful.
I hate seeing videos of me on
blown.
stage.
Yeah,
like right now, I would fucking.
No, you look good, dude. You look like a classic comic, dude. You're killing it, dude. Cool. Yeah, that's the best.
We're going to work it out.
No one wants an in-shape, good-looking comic, dude. They want some fucking bloated dude rolling up there.
I see them. I have a friend named Clem, bro. I think this dude's like a model. He does model work.
His name is Clem?
Clem.
Shout
out. We're not that good of friends. I don't want him to think I'm weird. But, like, he's cool. He's let me do a few mics when I was, like, first starting out and shit. But I've sat next to, like, friends that are girls, and they'll tell me the entire time, they're like, that guy is so good. Look, they're not listening to him. So he has to work a little harder to get a laugh sometimes, I think. Right. I'm not saying that in any mean way. I'm saying, like, they got to work harder for it. Right. And if you're, like, fat and funny looking, because you get up there, you don't even need to talk. It
makes people feel instantly better about themselves.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it reminds you more of the class clown. The class clown was always, or most of the time for me at least, funny looking. I wasn't the class clown, but I would talk shit.
I was going to say, you're not funny.
I was like, you're
a good looking man.
Oh, dude, so many of my family members now can't believe I'm doing comedy. And some of them were like, of course, this makes sense. You would say the wildest, dumbest shit. But the other people weren't listening because I was the quiet kid. And in class, I also wasn't trying to be the class clown.
You were trying to be the soccer player.
Yeah, right? I like sports. Sports was my thing growing up. Yeah. No, actually, growing up, I hated soccer. I hated it with a passion.
You hated it with... How is that? I mean, what happened?
I was so bad at it. I was the worst Mexican to ever be born. That's
hilarious.
Dude, it was wild how bad I was. It was like it was on purpose how bad it was. Wow. I remember one semifinal. Our school really was good at soccer, and we went to a semifinal, and the coach would play me because he liked me, and he felt bad that all the kids would yell at me in practice and the games. So he'd play me sometimes. He played me defense, and I remember they passed me the ball, went through my legs into the goal, and we lost. Yeah. Oh, my first fight happened in a soccer practice. A guy kicked me for being so bad, and I put him on the ground, and I it was my first fight. I was terrified my mom was going to whoop my ass because I got in trouble. And all she asked was like, who started? I said him, and she goes, okay. And we didn't talk about it.
I think that's good parenting. I'm not going to lie. Yeah. I mean, he started it. That's such a kid thing, to kick a kid because he's bad.
It was kind of funny how, because he called me nalga, which means your ass, sort of. And he kicked me in my ass as he said it. And I don't know what got into me. I just grabbed him by the neck, put him on the ground, and I started going. I remember he was clawing at me, like crying. So the coach pulled us apart. And I remember immediately being like, what was that?
Right.
Like, I wasn't an aggressive kid. At least I didn't think I was.
I think you need that.
I got tired of the bullying.
I was gonna say you need that tinge. I mean, you can't let people just push you over and everything.
Yeah, and I played football and basketball, so I was strong. Like I grew up. My oldest brother was really into working out, and he didn't eat chips or drink soda. So I was like the same because he was like, both my brothers I looked up to, but that one, the oldest one, I was like, I did everything he did. I tried to emulate it. So I was big, but I was just bad at soccer. So I beat the fuck out of this kid. But the next day he came and apologized to me, and we became friends.
Nice.
Yeah, it was cool. It's cool how guys are,
That's absolutely how. Yeah, and you go through ups and downs, and then that's kind of a beautiful thing in that, where it's like he started. The reason you probably popped off so quickly on him, in a sense, obviously he called you ass and kicked you in the ass, but when you're ass, like, you know what I mean? When you're messing up.
I knew I was bad. I couldn't help it.
That's what I'm saying. No one needs to tell anyone that they're good or bad or up or down. Like, if you're self-aware slightly or whatever, you're kind of looking at yourself, even when you're a kid, you're not good at something or good at something, and it's very where the hierarchy is very quickly as a child. Yeah, and school's built.
You get picked, and then it was when you're a kid and you're bad at sports, it fucking blows. Yeah, because you also feel like people don't want to be friends with you and shit. Thankfully, for me at least, I was good at the other two, So I had friends like, you know,
Right.
it was just when it came to soccer, I would feel awful. But you have to play it. In Mexico, that's the thing. That's why I hated it so much. It's not like if I was bad at tennis, I wouldn't have that much hate. But the fact is, in Mexico, it's all that's on TV.
You're a Mexican who's
It's all
bad
that's
at
talked
soccer.
about.
It's like, yeah.
It's all that you do in recess. It's all you do when you're at the park. It's all that people give a fuck about. So, like, it was the one thing that I was bad at, and I couldn't get better. So I hated it for my entire life until I was, like, 16. And
it's a long time to hate it and then kind of become decent at it.
It
That's
just
kinda
sort of
wild.
happened. It sort of happened to me because I remember I had broken my collarbone at the football spring game, whatever. And then in that summer, we went to watch the Mexico game against France. They were in the World Cup. So it was a big deal. And I cared about it in the sense of like Mexico. I didn't care about it because of soccer. So I went with my brothers and my friends to a pub and we watched it. And Mexico happened to win that game 2-0. And the reason it changed my life was because of the passion that everyone felt to the point where everyone kept forgetting I had a broken collarbone, even though I had a fucking... So they kept shaking me from the shoulders. It hurt like crazy, but people were jumping. Everyone, like that day was happy. Everyone that I knew was Mexican. So I thought in that moment it was clear to me, like this will never happen in football or basketball, which I loved and I was good at. I was really good at football. Like I thought there was promise there, you know. I was just happened to get it, you know. And I thought I'm leaving all that and I'm just doing soccer because I just wanted to feel that or people to feel that. It's like a drug, like a rush, which I think a lot of comedians feel. I haven't felt that exact thing yet with comedy, but it is great and it is as close as it gets for me. But soccer was like, that's why it became a thing. And I remember my brothers were like, what are you doing? Don't quit the other two. You suck at this. Like, please don't do that. And I remember we're screaming in my apartment at the time. And I was like, no, I'm doing this. And I did. I quit football and basketball and I would just practice my ass off, man. And what was weird is it never felt like work. You know, it just, I had a dream. Right. And I loved the team, Manchester United. It's an English soccer team. And all I dreamt about was, you know, walking out of that tunnel wearing that shirt. And same like for Mexico, just playing a World Cup for Mexico. I was so sure it was going to happen. So every morning I'd wake up with my soccer ball, I'd just take it to the field. I'd wake up like around 6, go shoot, until just free kicks until, then we had practice with the team. And then school would happen. And then we'd have practice with the team during school. And then afterwards we'd have practice with the team. So the team was having 3 a days, kind of, at least during preseason. And then after the team left, I would stay and shoot free kicks. It was all I did or cared about. And then I'd watch YouTube videos
on soccer
of Ronaldo or like skills, and I would try to do it all the time. And I was a happy kid doing that shit, which is why it was hard for me, I think, when it came to like pick a career. You feel so much passion for something that it's hard to like find something similar after it doesn't work out. So after soccer, crash and burn, I was fucking depressed and sad, you know? I don't know if you ever felt that way when you gave up on the...
Yesterday.
Yesterday?
No, I'm just kidding.
I believed you.
Yeah.
You're a good actor.
I feel like the older I get, the more, it's all up and down, you know what I mean? It's all, and you got to know, like, this too shall pass, that kind of famous quote. The ups, you're going to get ups, that too shall pass, you're going to have down. That's life, though. There's a really good quote, I don't know it, I'm going to butcher it, but it's pretty much like, life is full of ups and downs. Yeah. So to hate the downs is to hate life, because life will always have ups and downs. No matter how happy your life is, things are going to happen. You're going to get in a car wreck. Someone's going to die. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything's going to happen. You're going to you're going to pull a muscle. You're going to have a cold. You're going to get COVID, whatever. Yeah. So to hate the downs is to hate life. So you cannot hate the down, because that's what life is. Life is up and down. Life is not always up. Life's not always down. It's that classic yin yang thing. There's darkness in the light and lightness in the dark. And you can always try to find those things in it. Like when you're sick, you know you're sick. It sucks. But then when you're not sick, you appreciate the not sick even more than you did before the sick.
Yeah. When you're sick.
Yeah. So you can always learn from everything. You can learn from the downs. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to get at here.
Where it gets tricky is for people that I think suffer from real depression, because I don't think I've ever had that. Because for me, I try to understand, you know? Like, my best friend took his life a few years ago. And I remember for a lot of people, that next day I was grieving crazy, you know? And I kept getting calls from a lot of people we went to high school with. A lot of people loved him a lot. His name was Victor. I love the shit out of this guy. And people couldn't understand, like, because he was so loved and he had so many friends around him. Like, we we're always with him. I was with him that night. And then it kind of brought back a lot of memories of things he had said, you know, from the past. And the fact is, some people are just different and they have different struggles you can't understand. But for me, it's always been, I don't know if it's easy, but it's been clear to me what you just were talking about, like the ups and downs. Because I've been fortunate enough to have a loving family, and I've, like, you know, the California thing, for example, didn't work out, but I had an amazing time there.
Right.
I met some great people. I learned a lot about being alone and loving and accepting that, because I didn't have friends. I had a hard time, like, meeting people, which now a lot of people that know me would find that, like, they would be like, that's bullshit.
I find it hard too. I mean, in a sense, I can see how you were opposite of how you are now, which is what led you to be who you are now, because you are one of the most charismatic, outgoing, be friends with anyone guy I think I've ever met.
Thanks, man. That's really
for
nice
sure.
of you to say.
But it's the truth. Yeah.
It wasn't always this way. I was awkward, you know. But I think, as I mentioned before, is the one thing that I would give myself credit for is just a curiosity. And it's not something I picked. It's just something that I am. I am curious. So, like, when I'm not good at something, like, let's say the soccer thing or, like, making friends, I learn because I want to. It's not like because I'm cool. It's just like I want to experience everything I can. So I love meeting people. I find people extremely interesting. That's why I always talk to Uber drivers. My friends probably hate it. But yeah, dude, I mean, I know everyone does, but, like, I try to get to know where they're from and shit.
Right.
Like, I don't know. I find it really cool. So I always admired that about you too. That's why I want to do this with you. You try to do.
Humans are fascinating, man, and we're all the same. We all want the same things.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's like we all want, you know, love, security, happiness, money to afford, you know, whatever we want. Shelter, water, nutrition. You know, we all want the same things. Now, like, as the overall arching path, now are there side paths? Obviously, that leads to different things and careers and obviously all that. But ultimately, I think all humans are the same. And I think that's universal. I don't think it's not just Americans. It's not just Europeans. We're all the same. And I think we need to remember that. We're on team humanity. You know what I mean?
Ooh, I like that.
That's what I'm saying. So many times where I'm on this team or I'm on that team. And, you know, if you're not on my team, you're bad. But, like, dude, we're all humans. And we've all been given this, like, really lucky gift to be born. And because it's like 1 in 400 trillion chance that you've been born. Because, you know, your great-great-great-great-great-great-grandma had to meet up with your great-great-great-great-grandpa. And then they didn't die. And because everyone died back then. And then they kept going. And so it's like we really do need to appreciate that, like, for us to even be here is so rare. We won the lottery to be conscious right now in this time. And we should remember that. But it's so easy to forget. And I feel like society doesn't want you to remember. I don't know. I feel like we're so quickly to be put on against each other, man, with so many different things so quickly.
It's difficult for people to see that sometimes, and it sucks. Like, right now, there's an election that divides people.
Yeah,
Thankfully, I think this time around, people are more grown up about it, I think. Or more, I think, I don't know, in the sense of, like, I know that I don't care what my friends think about politically. I know that it just, I believe, same as religion, I don't give a fuck.
Right.
You know? And back when, I remember when Trump was running the first time, I would get a little sad if my friends were hugely into him. Just simply because, like, the first thing he came out with was bashing us. And I was into politics at the time. You know, I was young. I cared a lot. And now I'm, like, completely different about it because I agree with that. I think we shouldn't feel divided. I think, not to get too deep, but if anyone were to ask me.
Let's jump off.
I'll say this deep thing and then let's crack open a beer and switch it up a bit if you want.
Sure. I forgot we could bring him over here. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll grab him in a second.
Okay.
But I think if someone put a gun to my head right now and told me, like, fucking tell me the meaning of life, I don't know.
Okay.
I think I would say my feeling is to connect with people. I think that's why we're here. I don't know. That's how I feel strongly. I feel strongly about that. But, you know, I could be completely wrong, but I don't think it's an accident. I don't know what is out there. I would hope, same as everyone, I think, that there is something, but I'm also...
You mean like a higher power or something?
Yeah, I feel something, but I could be wrong. I don't relate with people that are completely 100% sure there's something or 100% sure that there's not.
I think that's impossible. Anyone that says they're 100%, I'm like...
Oh, I've met them. They're out there, dude.
I feel like I really got with them and I shook them and I said, are you really 100? That means, like...
I envy them. That's great for them.
I envy them, but also that, like... I don't know. I just feel like if no matter if I sat with them for a week straight in a room, I just want them to say that there's 0.01% chance it might not be. That's all I want from you.
What I think is interesting though is like, what if it was? And we, like you and I, we haven't fucking figured it out, and we haven't been doing our due diligence, man. And if there is a chance, bro, we could be burning forever.
Lord knows I haven't done my due diligence.
Yeah, dude. I don't know. I was walking by, so I went to a little mixer last Friday, and at some building for, what do you call it? For the industry I'm in now, which is assisted living and memory care and all that. And, I was walking downstairs to go to my car, and I passed this little room where people go to pray. And it did something to me. Because I used to go to church a lot. And, again, I don't know what I believe. I liked going to church. I think at some point I'll probably start. I don't know.
I think it's good.
I do believe, personally, there's something, but who knows? But I remember walking past and how it felt. It was not like a conscious thing. It just felt strong. And my... my mother just passed. Yeah, it might have been that. She was strongly religious, always. And dude, she was diagnosed 10 years ago. We gave her 6 months, the first diagnosis. She lived 10 years.
Strong.
And so maybe there was something there. She prayed. We've been fortunate as a family, I think. So maybe there's something there. I don't know. I know a lot of people pray and that doesn't do anything for them. So I don't know. But I know that I've felt a lot of times in my life a strong presence, and I at least believe that I haven't made myself think that. So I don't know. It's all crazy.
Everything's crazy. But I think you shouldn't discount that feeling, because even if nothing, it's like, okay,
I wanted
nothing
to get in there, dude.
Well, why didn't you go in?
I had to get back to the office, but I remember thinking maybe I could.
You
come
could have had
with some bullshit.
eternal, I don't know. Just like
no,
and then you had to go back to the office, dude. Welcome to America. Yeah,
I
felt a strong presence from this thing, and I really wanted to go in and save my soul, but I had to get back to the office.
Yeah, dude.
Classic.
I had to do some paperwork.
Yeah, I had to do something. It was real important. Yeah,
I don't know.
Get the paperwork in.
Let's crack a beer open.
Okay, go. You want to get them?
Sure.
You want to chill? Hey, why don't you just tell them? Why don't you just say what you got going on with comedy? I know you've been doing a lot of shows recently.
Yeah.
It's only going to take a minute. Not even that.
Sure.
Just let people know what's going on. Yeah, why not, dude?
Yeah, go ahead.
When in Rome.
Beautiful. That's a good idea. Yeah, no, I've been doing. My friend Francisco Rincon, he's a local comic here. We've been doing some shows over at Cabana Club every Thursday. So if anyone ever wants to come, we do them at 8 p.m. It's a good time. There's a pool outside, so bring your swimsuit. Little happy hour we got going on there. What else? I did the Alamo Draft House yesterday. I hope to do that one again on Fridays. Chris Chan hosts that one. He's a great guy. But at the moment, just doing several mics, man. I'll be posting on Instagram. Thank you, bro. You should do one with me. I want to take you.
What's
to
your?
one. I don't want to pressure you, but
pressure me for what?
Do an open mic, man.
Oh God,
you make me laugh a lot, dude. I know right now we're talking serious shit. And all, but
dude,
once
cheers.
we switch it up. Salud, man.
I don't know if when I'll
still
switch
do
it
that
up.
little.
I'm hoping. I saw you tapped it. Is that
college
superstition?
kid
Is that college kid stuff?
It's dumb as shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
I also do this because we used to play a game. What was it called? It wasn't Buffalo. I don't remember. But if someone said the word to you and your drink wasn't modified, this is so fucking stupid.
What?
You had to chug it. Yeah.
What?
It was so dumb, and I still do it. I do a little.
I always thought if you were peeling your wrapper, you're sexually frustrated.
Oh, that might be it.
When I used to peel my wrapper, I was like the guy that ripped that thing off and rolling it in my fingers. And they were you're sexually frustrated. And I was like, that kind of checks out.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, okay, yeah.
I don't know. It's funny. I was out with my friend Fernando the other day after a show, and we happened to be amongst a lot of friends, and some pretty girls were there. And for some reason, we talked about it. And at the moment, I think I'm on one of those points where I just haven't been. I don't care at the moment. I don't know why. There's a lot going on.
What do you mean you don't care?
I kind of avoid it.
What? Women?
I talk to them. I hang out with them and stuff, but I don't chase it. Like when I was young, my entire life, you heard the story I said earlier. It was a big. I liked it. I like women.
You started at 8, dude. You tried to impress your first lady, and you got yourself caught up on a pole, dude.
Sorry, before 8, dude. I had a crush on my
8?
first teacher.
How old?
4.
You were
Do you
4?
Do you think it's weird for some people to remember things from when they were young? Because I remember a few. It's not like I remember everything.
At
but then
4.
I'll tell people, and they're like, "That's insane. You don't remember anything at that age."
So to me, when someone says they remember something at 4, no, it doesn't. It doesn't. Not too. If you say 4 or 5, I'm like that
Like
kind
I
of
remember
checks
my
out.
first day of school. I don't remember everything, but I remember because I was crying like crazy. I remember leaving my mom and hugging her like I didn't want to go. And then I remember when I got to class, I was crying outside the classroom. I didn't want to go in. I was crying so much against the wall for some reason. And my they had to get my older brother, who was in a different building in the same school, but you know he was in an older grade, whatever. So the different building. He had to come and like console me. I remember that
It's a
very
great way
clearly.
to start. Great way to start school. I'm sure you're a cool kid right out of the gate, dude.
And
No,
then
I'm just
you
kidding.
know I was like, wait, this teacher's kind of hot. So
At 5 or 4?
4.
Oh my!
I liked her. I don't remember her name or face, but I remember I liked her a lot.
Wow.
I don't know. Do you think that's something I made up? I've
No.
always wondered.
I don't think so. So I think when people tell me, and I've had different people tell me, oh, I remember, I've seen something where someone said they remember when they were born, and that's where my bullshit flies.
no, okay, relax.
I know that there's extremities, and so like when someone said, like I've started, oh yeah, I remember when I was born. I'm like, yeah, my bullshit flag flies.
Impossible. I mean,
That's what I'm saying. I don't know either, but I'm like,
I remember the things I remember from when I was really young. It was like just crying. Like I remember crying with my grandma around that age too, because my brothers didn't want to play with me or something.
Yeah.
And I cried hard.
A lot of
I
cries.
guess- Yeah, dude, I was a fucking crier.
You're a
I
crybaby.
still am. I'm a fucking emotional mess. Always. Yeah. No, I mean, I don't know.
No.
I don't know. Lately, it's been weird. Emotionally, I think.
How so?
If you want to talk about it, I don't know. I think it's strange. Since my mom passed, I think you know you would expect to be crying all the time. You know, because I loved her. I still, you know, she's my mom. But I've probably cried like 3 times since over that, and I think it's probably like a decision my consciousness probably made, because I don't do it on purpose, like the avoiding crying. I like to cry. If it comes, it's gonna come, and I think it's healthy for you.
I do too.
And I think my body just kind of decided to kind of, you know, put it on the side, like not right now.
Yeah, categorize it, or not categorize it, but
It's just on the back burner.
yeah, you kind of like locking into certain things. Like, I'm gonna lock that up for a bit, and then I'll handle that later, because I'm busy. You know,
I think
you're
it's trying to
busy.
protect me.
Yeah, it is
like,
trying
you
to
know?
protect you.
And I break down if like I see my father break down. Like the first day after that, my dad, you know, told me things she said on her deathbed. Obviously, I cried like crazy. But ever since, it's like I'll get sad, obviously, but I don't reach that emotion that I've had always. I've always been very emotional. Like I'll cry at the movies all the time, or a good song. You know, if I'm on a long drive,
Arctic
nice
Monkeys.
cries. Yeah, dude. No, you know, so it is strange. It's a phase I haven't been in before, I think. And I know it'll pass. I just hope it doesn't happen on stage where I just start bawling.
I don't know, man. No, I think there's something freeing about that, and I think there's something beautiful about that. That compartmentalizing, I think, is the ego trying to help you and save you in a sense, and because it doesn't want to show vulnerability.
Yeah.
But I think more people now than ever want people just to be real, honest, raw, and vulnerable. And who you are is who you are. I think we're desperate for that, man, because we've been social media eyes. I don't even think that's a term, but like so many things. It looks perfect. Everything looks perfect. Look at this. Oh, look at this chick. She's so hot. She's ridiculous. She's smiling in Cancun, and she's 21. It's like, and she's making 6 figures or whatever it is. But then when the camera's off, what's really going on? Or you read about these people, and you know everything looks great on. So we've seen this a million times. Looks great on social media. Oh, husband killed the wife, or wife kills self, or kills kids, or husband jumps off bridge, or takes car off. And so I think nowadays, man, people just want real. And so be vulnerable. I don't even think crying on stage, like, yeah, you're there for a comedy.
Oh, no.
Like a comedy
Let's
show
hope
might
that
be
doesn't happen.
Yeah, no, let's not put that out there. But if it happened, I would like to be in the audience, and I would be with you. And I think it would be an experience, and they won't forget it. Yeah. If anything, they won't forget it.
Yeah, that's true.
Which is
I've had those bombs where people will not forget.
They won't forget your bomb.
I've done it in front of like dates. Yeah, like we got wrecked beforehand, and then I get up there and it's just a mess. It's happened to me twice. Don't recommend it to anyone.
I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you for going up, Because getting wrecked and then going up when you know you're wrecked, it's got to be tough, dude. When you know I'm not shooting on all cylinders.
It's how do I explain? It's like I don't even decide it. It's just been decided when I see a stage.
There's something beautiful about that, and you're just like,
It's
I'm
weird.
going up no matter what, whether I'm here or not,
Mhm.
whether I'm firing on all cylinders or not. I'm going up, and there's something actually beautiful about that too.
Man, about 4 weeks ago, I think it was a week after my mom passed.
Mm-hmm.
So it was not good timing, but I had been invited to do this set, and I was very excited and very nervous. The lineup was heavy. This guy Ari Madi, he just opened for Rogan. He went up there.
Cool.
And I remember being nervous. I'm like, my jokes are terrible. Like, this guy's a pro. Like, I'm following these people. And I remember being so nervous, but I remember the host, my friend Francisco. He goes, "Hey, you want to close?" And I laughed because I thought he was joking. He was like, "No, I'm not in the mood. You want to close?" It's like, okay. So I got even more nervous. I remember going to the bathroom because I'm still fairly new at all this, you know. I'd go to the bathroom and, like, fucking just focus, doing some breathing exercises. I'm like, "You're going to do great. Fuck yeah. You're good. You're good. Don't think about the other guy. Just fucking get out there." And but I was still very nervous. So I go back in the green room, if you want to call it that. It's just a bar where the comedians hang out. And it was just me, the bartender, drinking water. And a lady comes in, and she's all frustrated. And I'm like, I don't know who she is. So I'm like, "Hey, are you a comic or something?" And she goes, "Oh, no, I'm the GM. I'm actually, these guys need to wrap it up because I have some DJs waiting upstairs."
Yeah, no better way to start a set. Yeah.
Bro,
we need these guys to wrap this up.
I'm like,
dude.
I'm actually closing it out.
Yikes.
And she laughs in my face. She's like, "No, you're not." I'm like, "Yeah, I am. Sorry." She goes, No. You're not. Like, I don't even know who you are." She was so rude. She was like on her phone too. She was like, "I have DJs upstairs. You're not going up. I'm sorry." And I'm like, "Okay, I don't want to pull this card. I'm sorry, but like 20 of my friends are here. I sold a bunch of tickets. Like, I have to go."
I'm going up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she goes, "This is supposed to end at 10." And I'm like, "Well, it's 9:58. I'll do 2 minutes. I don't care."
Yeah.
And as that's happening, she goes, "I don't know what to tell you, dude. Not tonight." My friend
Wow.
Francisco starts announcing me. And he was the one that put it together. And so I remember just opening the curtain. I'm like, I have to get up there. She tries to grab my arm. So I fucking
No
shake her off.
way.
And in a sense, dude, it was the best thing that could have happened to me because it was like the nerves completely went away. It was just, I have to get on this mic.
That's
feeling
beautiful.
now.
I love that.
And thankfully, it went great. It was a good one. It's probably the best one I've ever had.
wow.
I'm not saying it was amazing,
no,
obviously.
it's fine.
But it went well.
Toot
And
that
it was
horn.
also short. So, I told the jokes I had to. I did a tiny bit of crowd work, and it was perfect. What a good night. But it all came from a lady just coming up and telling me it's not happening and me realizing how much I wanted to do it.
It is happening.
Instead of thinking
Right.
how nervous I am.
How much of that is just life, in a sense? Like,
Yeah.
so, you're trying to do something. You want to, no, you can't do that, or don't do that, or don't, over here. No.
Yeah.
And when you have those blinders on, dude, that's when I think when you have blinders on and you're like, this is what I'm doing, I think that's where the magic is.
Yeah.
That's where you're letting whatever you want to call it, the universe, whoever, know this is what I'm doing, and you will not stop me no matter what. If I have to get on that stage for 10 seconds, I'm going to get on there for 10 seconds. But I'm getting on that stage. And guess what? She didn't pull the mic. She didn't pull the plug. She didn't.
No.
Exactly.
Thankfully, I think I mentioned immediately I was just going to do a short set.
Right.
And it would have been bad, I think, if she just got up there. Like, the room was full. It would have been bad for the venue, I think.
Yeah.
So we didn't talk afterwards or anything. And then that bar or that place has been shut down now. I think they're being sued.
Poor management. No, I'm just kidding.
No, I mean, I don't know.
I don't know. I don't.
I get it. She could have been a little nicer. But I'd never have like animosity against.
No, you should.
In this industry, it's hard.
She
People
was
don't know
just
who
trying
you
to
are,
do
they
her
don't
job.
care.
I mean,
Yeah.
ultimately, and she probably had DJs on her back going, "Get these fucking comedians out of here."
Yeah.
I'm trying to, bang out some stuff or
Yeah.
whatever they do.
Of course.
And she's going, and she's just trying to get through the night. You know how that is. Like, that's her job. She just wants to get through the night and then go home and not think about work or whatever.
And I've been in the industry forever, same as you, or I was, not anymore.
Not forever.
But, yeah.
Hopefully, yeah, we'll see.
We'll talk about that. But I would have understood her more if she was just nicer about it, She was laughing. And again, I didn't take it anyway. I'm no one. So I was like, okay. But the fact is, I brought you a bunch of people. You could show a little bit more grace. Like, be nice.
Well, I think appreciation.
Be like, hey, I appreciate you bringing your friends.
Right.
Bring, whoever you want next time for free or something.
Right.
You're in management. You're supposed to have good,
Yeah, not everything should be black and white. It's like, look at the gray.
The
okay,
DJs
so
can
they're
wait
supposed to be
2
off at 10.
minutes.
The DJs can wait 10 minutes. I can get my set in. I brought a bunch of people. They're going to experience your place for the first time.
They'll stay for the DJs.
And you know, the thing is, you're probably not the first person she's done that to.
Yeah.
Let's be real. She probably did, and maybe that's leading to issues with whatever, shutting down. I'm sure there's a lot of other things. But,
I've heard some crazy stuff, but I don't want to bash them.
No. I don't want to bash nobody either. But it's like, you're just one example of probably a multitude. It's not like you were the first one. She's like, yo, get the hell off.
Yeah. It's going to happen in this industry, you know? But for some reason, it's something you don't feel or care about.
I think it's going to happen in life.
Yeah.
Anything you want to do, anything you want to go for, you're going to have things go, no, don't do that, or don't do that, or pull you here. But you got to put the blinders on. You got to stay focused, man.
Yeah, you just got to keep
and I think there's something, as woo-woo as it sounds, to showing the universe that this is what you want. You know what I'm saying? Like, no matter what happens, this is what I want to do. Mm-hmm. And I also think people are desperate for that now too, because I think everyone is kind of like what you're talking about. It's hard to commit to one thing. It's hard to go to one thing. You know, am I doing it right? Do I look good? They look beautiful. They look so happy. Why am I not happy? You know, we think about those things. But really, we just need to put the blinders on and say, this is what I want to do. I'm going to do it no matter what any other person says, opinion says, because it's just one of millions, if billions.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We get so caught up in the opinions of others when it's just one drop of billions. Now, every human soul is precious. It's perfect, obviously, and we're all kind of on this planet floating along. But it's still one of 350 million in our country alone. 350 million. Count to 350 million now. Right. I'll see you next week. That's what I'm saying. Like, so why do we get so caught up?
I don't know. You know what's weird for me? I don't know about you.
Yeah, tell me.
In my life, at least. The things I've chased that are kind of like, you know, like say soccer or it is now that a million people want to do and the competition's insane. It's never been a conscious decision for me of like, oh, I need to put the blinders on, as you're saying, which is good. But for me, it's
for me, dude. That's me.
For me, it's just sort of something that's been decided already. It's weird. Ooh. Does that make sense? Like at all, like for example, if I were to talk about like this last month, thankfully I've been busy. I've been lucky enough to like be able to do a lot of sets and but it all, you gotta think about it, all happened as my mom passed and I don't know if there's something in there, but it wasn't, and not that I can recall, it wasn't anything like now I'm gonna start grinding. It just sort of started happening and the job change that I also made, like I've been commuting to San Antonio every day and
tough commute.
It is tiring, but it's not something I think about of like a decision. It's just what's gonna happen. I gotta get things done, and the industry I'm in now, it shows promise, and I know it's going to be good for me, but it's not like me deciding, sitting down and being like, this is going to be good for me. It's just something
You're not going like, oh, September 1st, I'm going to start grinding. Here we go.
Exactly.
It's like it just naturally kind of came.
It just happened.
Yeah, organically, I guess.
Yeah. No. And I don't know, like I know I've been a fuck up a lot in my life, but my
club, like
my close friends or family, they'll be like, you know, I'm proud of you. And I'm like, thanks. But like, I don't feel like I'm proud of me, not in a mean sense, but like, it's just sort of something that's been happening and I'm just going with it because it's not a decision for me. So like yesterday I was about to do this set and I was nervous about it. It was a good venue and but I knew the entire time it's just what's going to happen. I'm going to have a good set. I'm going to have fun and enjoy it while I'm up there. And it's probably the first time that I've thought of it that way where I'm like, yeah, I'm a little nervous. It's a venue I wanted to do for a couple of years and finally got the chance. And when I'm up there, I was just having fun. Because it's just something that's happening. It's not something I'm deciding. I'm sounding like a spiritual douchebag. Dude,
I love spiritual,
but it's just sort of something that is happening to me. It's weird.
Yeah.
You know? And I'm trying to enjoy it, but I'm also like too
in it to enjoy it. Too in it to enjoy it.
Does that sound douchey? But yeah.
No, dude, don't worry about that. Yeah. Sounding douchey,
well, you know me, man. I worry about everything. I'm insecure.
I'm insecure too, but I'm trying to move on from that stuff. Sounding like this. What do I sound? Oh, am I trying to be preach? I don't know. I'm just trying to speak and be free and say what I want and say what I feel. And if you don't like it, then you can turn it off or you can move on. There's one drop out of 350 million drops in this country alone. One drop out of 7 billion drops in this world alone. And more to come. And there's always more coming and there's more dying and no one's getting out of this rock alive. We're all on this thing together. We're all on a roller coaster we didn't sign up for. We're all in it.
Yeah.
No one really knows what's going on. Even if you've been here 90 years or 1 year, we're all about knowing what's going on, about the same. You don't know. You were just kind of thrust into this thing. And so now we're all trying to figure it out. Some people are doing better than others. It's not easy out there. You know what I mean? We've seen people who make money suffer, who are poor suffer. It's all suffering in a sense. Like they say, like, you know, Buddha said life is suffering or whatever to sound like a douche, like you're saying. But it's true. But he meant in a sense of suffering is always wanting more. Like we always want more. You know what I mean? Like we're always striving for more, which I think that's called the hedonic treadmill, where like you push yourself, you reach the goal you want, and then your body will always change that. So that's why you can't ride the high too much, because you have to know that your body's going to change that goal when you get up there. Yeah. You're going to get it, like, you know, doing that venue last night. Great, right? You got there. Now you're not going to be satisfied doing that venue forever. Say if you did that venue for a year straight, you'd eventually want more. You know what I mean? Just like where I'm at now serving at the restaurant, it's like I wanted to be a top server when I first started and I was hosting there. Now that I got it,
right.
I'm depressed. Like I'm depressed.
You
like
were
I'm like,
very excited to move
I'm
up
so
to,
excited.
Serving.
I wanted to do it. And I also wanted to prove, shout out to Eileen, you know, you need haters. Eileen. It doesn't matter.
Eileen trained you?
No, she didn't train me. She was just always, I would always say, I was trying to be very precise with my wordage, and I would say when I'm a server. I never said if, because I didn't want to leave the if. I was like, no, when I'm a server, it's fine. And this is nothing, and it's whatever. Serving is listening and writing things down. It's a lot more than that, but that's pretty much what it is. Yeah. So I was being very precise with my verbiage and saying, oh, when I'm a server. Like, oh, it's just not now, but it will come. And then she would always say, if you're a server. She always did that to me.
Oh, that's why you're giving her a shout.
That's why I'm giving her a shout out. Because, and it's not like she did anything on purpose and she's a fine lady. But like, it drove me to go like, no, you're wrong. And I'm really kind of thankful for her for that in a weird way. And I'm a nice person and I try to be nice to people and please people, but I need to be more uncomfortable with people not liking me. Yeah. Or saying like, dude, you're not going to make it. You're not going to be successful. I need people to tell me that. Yeah. Everyone is always so supportive. Shout out. Everyone's supportive. It's good. I love the support. But damn it, do I need some fucking haters to say like, you suck. Yeah. You're going to fail. Because then there is that intrinsic motivation to go like, you'll see. Mm-hmm. And that's powerful. Yeah. And I think we all kind of need it. And we need to, it's almost like appreciating the haters. Yeah. And like, it's fine.
There is something about that. Like, at least when I was young and I did the soccer thing, everyone was like, you are awful at this sport, why would you try to do this? And I would just think, I like felt confident. I knew I was like you said, I just knew I'm gonna be good. I'm gonna be good at this. And it was a change, but it does feed you. I'd go on the weekends, I'd take my ball, be there all day, and my brothers would have parties and our friends would be there, and and drinking and stuff. Nothing against that. That's what you're supposed to do. Like my parents lived in Mexico, so we and I would, go to the parties too, but like I just knew there was a lot of people on to prove wrong, but they're also not like the goal. But there's something that's like a little side push. You know what I mean? Like
anything you can get to kind of push yourself.
At least. Yeah.
Right.
I don't know. So I'm grateful for that.
You should be. And I respect you for going all in on it.
It's like when I bomb now. Yeah. Let's say when I did that bomb on a date. All I thought about the next day was going back to that same venue and crushing or doing well. That's all I thought about. Because I'm like, that host is probably thinking like, this guy's trash. And it's a host that like, no offense to open mic hosts, because I'm the same. We're all in the same boat. Like we're all trying. But it's not like it's not Joe Rogan, right? But I really care about that guy that saw me do bad, because he probably thinks I'm bad. I'm like, I'm going to prove what I got, what I can do. Right. And it doesn't matter, but it's something that's in your head. And it pushes you.
Well, anything you can use to push you in the right direction, I think, is good. And you can use negative things. You can use positive things. Yeah. You can use your own intrinsic motivation.
And I have an ego at the end of the day.
Yeah, we all do.
I'm a proud idiot, but I played sports growing up. I like that feeling of being good and people know it. I don't know why, but something that you feed when you're young.
Well, when you're good at something, you build a confidence in it. And when you know you're good, there's a confidence that you get with it.
You never played sports?
No, so I didn't go through puberty till like 17, 18.
That's right.
If you look at pictures of me, dude, I'm like, I look 11 at 18. I looked very young. I was chunky. Didn't really get into, I got into fitness at 18. I graduated high school and I'd worked out with my buddy Chris.
What was the, Chris?
Well, yeah, his buddy, his name was Chris McKnight. He, shout out Chris. He was a great friend. Old friend, And he got into fitness, and he kind of took me to a few. He just was like, come to the gym with me. I was like, okay. And I had done I played football till sophomore year in high school.
Okay.
I transferred to New Braunfels sophomore year. So I had played high school football up until that point from 6th grade on. So I did play sports. I just wasn't a monster. I had no muscle. I was nothing. I didn't go through puberty, dude. I'm going against these guys with mustaches, dude. I was nothing, dog.
I was the opposite.
You were the guy with the mustache.
I peaked in middle school, dude. Middle school, I really had it.
I believe
going.
that. Well, you were going after women at 4. I'm still working on that at 33.
No, actually, I was very nervous around girls until I was like at the end of high school. I couldn't talk to them. I'd get hands clammy. My throat would just act up, like I couldn't speak.
Kind of a late bloomer because, like, you know, you liked them at 4. You obviously had some sort of.
I would just admire them from afar.
Yeah,
I'd watch them on the yearbook. I would just stare at it like a creep. Like, I like this.
Did you ever like touch the picture? Like, I don't know. I just want to see I wanted to see how creepy
I didn't
you
discover, masturbation until I was older.
How old?
Too old.
How old?
Almost 14, bro.
It's pretty old. I think I beat you.
Damn. Everyone beat me. My friends would make fun of
me
because I wouldn't. They'd talk about, when you're young, you talk about, oh, dude, I had a great, session.
What do you mean a great
looking at
I
so
never
and so? I had weird friends.
Yeah, that's weird. I never. No, maybe I had not. I need more.
I was
weird
friends with everyone, dude. Like, I was friends with the black Asian kids, with the fucking nerds, the jocks.
That's
I
a
just
good blend.
Hung out with everyone.
I see that.
So
now.
there was definitely some weird conversations.
Right.
But I remember they'd make fun of me because I would be like, I've never done that. And they'd be like, you have to. It's the best. And they would hype it up. And I remember the first time I tried it, I was like, I didn't understand how to do it. It's not like there was a manual. So I was like, this is weird. So I just turned off the computer. But I was a late bloomer on that. But no, I was awkward around women my entire life until I was like at the end of high school. And only because I had a friend that was the complete opposite. He would go up to any girl, any group, and he was so confident. I'd be next to him, and I'd just be like, how does he do that? I think I kind of learned from that. I don't know. He was like, he was chubby, he was fat, and he'd wear like tight shirts, Ed Hardy shirts all the time, and True Religion jeans, spike his hair up. So like the guys would make fun of him, and a lot of guys didn't like him. Like a lot of the guys on my team and shit. But he'd take me, I remember when we were young, like around 13, we'd go to the movies. That's where the girls were. And he would bring me to the group of girls, like let's say 6 of them were there, and he was like, you're good looking, so you're just gonna stand next to me. Don't worry about talking. I'll talk.
He's a guy. He's your Gandalf, dude.
Bro,
Beautiful. Yeah,
he just. I learned so much from that motherfucker.
Wow.
And girls at first hated him. They're like, who the fuck is this guy? And he would crack him within like 10 seconds. And I'll never had that gift. It's one of those people that, are so charismatic and like charming. And sure, like I have an easier time than a lot of people meeting new people, but that spark that.
Well, I feel like it's a skill you've acquired. You not? No, you know what I mean? Like you were this nervous guy, but now you're you're who you are now, but you obviously learned.
You embarrass yourself enough, you stop caring.
I'm not there yet, especially with women. I'm working on embarrassing myself more, so I stop caring.
I'll embarrass you. Just come out with me.
Dude, I do that myself. Trust me. Like, you already know.
The best.
I can get
Yeah. My entire life was an embarrassment, so. Yeah, dude. Yeah. I was trying to get girls at 8 and fucking breaking my body.
So what did he show you? Okay, so you're this young guy. You're like, I want to learn how to talk to women. What were some of the things
like
that
I
you
was
saw?
trying to.
Right.
It was sort of something that I knew I was really bad at. And I love movies. So
this is a current theme in yours where you have something you're really bad at, but you're like, I'm going to force this to be good at it. And then you do it, there's something to that, dude.
Like, I think it comes from my parents, for sure.
Like, in what way?
They both
were they like work on your weaknesses? I mean,
no,
that kind of thing. Or
it wasn't something they just told me. It was something that I knew about them. So they both were from like third port towns in Mexico. My mom was from this place called Palau in Coahuila. My dad's from this place called Santa Barbara, not California.
I was gonna
and it's in Chihuahua. And even people from that state don't know what it's called. I gotta say what it's next to. So they were from really small towns, and they grew up with a lot of siblings. Parents were, they weren't there, the father figure. So they had at least with my dad for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And so my mom, for example, had to raise her siblings. My dad had to, struggle with his siblings and work from a young age. And they both got themselves to Mexico City, put themselves through school. My dad was teaching classes while he was going to school to
Wow.
make money. He had no money to eat. He'd go days, just water, can of beans. Like, it was fucking, it was real shit. Like, his brother was really smart, so he got a full ride, but he would pass out. He'd faint, like, a lot. From
His brother?
His older brother. He was, like, 2 years older. From malnutrition. Like, he had a lot of issues. So they made it through that and gave us the best life that I think I could have had, because we were never rich, never. But I was probably the poorest kid in my private school. But I was in private school.
I get that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there were a few times, not to, you know, when my dad would like struggle to pay like for schooling, they pulled me out of class like a couple of times. And then, but my oldest brother, especially, because we were all good in sports, but he was a freak at every sport. So the school really wanted to keep him. So they gave us a few breaks over that. But my point is, like, my parents did everything they could the entire life, and they never had the means from the get-go. So it was like, you're not good at this, you're going to fucking figure it out. So that's something that my oldest brother started teaching me when I was like around 14, and we were struggling to like, pay bills. And he'd make me call like the, electricity, utilities company, whatever, because we were late on bills, and I'd have to convince him not to shut off.
Wow.
I was 14. I was like, I'm not good at this. He's like, you're going to learn, because otherwise we don't have electricity.
What a skill he was teaching you.
It was wild.
That's
I hated
wild.
it so much.
I know you did, but like,
yeah,
shining that light on that.
Yeah.
What a skill. What a gift. It's almost a gift, and like, I know it was negative and all that, but like, what a skill. Because that's what humanity is being able to talk to people and kind of, and we can do that way more here in America. I mean, in America, your gift of gab, as you want to say, is everything.
Yeah.
You know, not to say, I went to Japan, but in Japan, it's not like that, dude. It doesn't
We
matter.
got to talk about your
No, I don't want to talk about Japan. But the cultural thing there is like, you can be the most suave guy ever. If the rule is no, the rule is no. The rule is no.
Yeah.
We prioritize individuality over like the organization, where it's like the customer's always right. There, no, the organization is over the customers. You're wrong. This is the policy. Doesn't matter how good you are at swaying. I feel like I can do anything in America for the most part. I can talk myself into and out of a lot of things. Let's just say, if you can communicate.
Yeah.
And if you can connect with people and communicate, you can kind of get what you want, good or bad.
That's how I've coasted through life.
I know you. Well, I know because I've seen your gift. You're super
I'm not
talented.
good at
that.
anything, but I'm good at talking.
You're good with talking.
Thankfully, most of the time, I bomb here and there.
But yeah,
when I was 14, actually, around this that same age, that was the first job I ever had, was washing cars with my brothers in Fernando. But I didn't have to wash the cars or work as long as I got the customers. So we'd post up outside a restaurant or something, and then I'd convince people to let us wash their cars for like $20 or something.
Wow.
Yeah. And then I'd get my cut from that.
What a skill.
So it was like I was afraid to do it, but I didn't want to work. And they were too nervous to talk to people, so I was like, I'll fucking do it. And yeah.
Isn't that everything though? I was too nervous for X, and then I did X, and then I got better. And then it worked out well, and then I got better at it, and now it's a great story you can tell.
They probably used me too, just because I was the youngest. So
yeah,
it's harder to turn away a kid.
Yeah, especially
$20 to wash your car.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you were, had a little charismatic to you, a little sly to you.
Yeah.
Like, hey.
But you learn as you go. I was like, at first they would just say no all the time, and then I'm like, I need to fucking tell them as they get here, so that when they leave, their car's just washed. And then if they don't want to pay, maybe I drop the price a bit, and we just hurry up a little more on that car.
Wow.
And then we'll get another one. Nice. And we knock them out. So it's just, I don't know. I've been bad at everything in my life, pretty much. Except the one thing I think I was good at growing up, just from the get-go, was football for some reason. I was just good at putting people down. I loved it, man.
What position?
Linebacker.
Ooh.
But I was in Mexico, so I was actually big there.
Nice.
When I got here, I was still
5'6".
good, but I was young when I stopped. I was still kind of tall. I definitely wouldn't have made it. I don't know. Who knows?
What, with football?
Yeah. I mean,
I don't know. We're kind of football
Trump
crazy
says we're
here.
stealing black jobs, so maybe I could have.
Maybe you had a shot. I don't know.
If you had inspired me back then.
You needed him. You didn't watch enough Apprentice, dude. You should have watched more Apprentice.
Sometimes I wonder if like the Mexican pool boy fucked his mom or something.
That's why he's got a vendetta.
Yeah, I think if he just tried some good Mexican food, it would turn things around.
Maybe some good Mexican weed.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I don't know.
What? Yeah. I don't know.
He just needs a Pacifico and to lay on the beach in Chihuahua or whatever and just
Any
relax,
white boy
dude.
that likes good Mexican food, he can't be racist. I haven't met them at least.
Oh, I'm one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I love it.
If you go to like a taqueria or something, like
that's home.
you're cool.
That's why I live off Riverside. I mean, like it's home.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
I'm gonna try that one out. That's across the street. After this.
Yeah, the Velarde.
It was pretty full.
Yeah, it's great. Being from San Antonio, it's I grew up kind of like you, where it's like I grew up in Alamo Heights. It's called Alamo Heights. It's of San Antonio. Very like old money, rich, whatever.
Yeah.
But we lived on the outskirts. Like our house had just reached in the like border. So then I kind of know what you mean by when you're like, you know, I was kind of an outsider, but also like, because we weren't in some big mansion or whatever. We were just like in a normal house on the outskirts with like government housing or government apartments or whatever. And you really do learn to like connect with a bunch of different people out there. And maybe you don't think you're anything. You know what I mean? Like you don't think because some people I think are born into wealth or born into money, have this attitude with them. And maybe I think it's a blessing in a sense, like, because you know when you're born with a lot of money, that's going to come with things, right? Some sort of ego with it. You're naturally given things.
Entitlement.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that entitlement. So there's something great about looking back at the struggles you went through, and then it's like taking. That's what we talk like taking that positive from them.
Yeah.
And then looking back on them positive, like that skill you gained, where it's like talking to the electric company about, you know, keeping the lights on, trying to hustle and get people to wash their car. That is invaluable, dude.
And I wouldn't have learned that if it weren't for my family. Like my mom would take us to the flea market, and one day she made me sell some shit that I didn't want to. It was my stuff.
They're constantly pushing you.
And it was like, you have to be self-reliant. Like,
wow, self-reliant, dude. Huge.
And it's not something that I've done well all the time. Also, it's not like, dude, I'm not organized. That's my problem. I have trouble with it. And in my new job, it's the one thing that I think would be best, because even though it's an assisted living, dude, it's chaos every fucking day I get there. I don't even have 20 minutes to sit on the computer and do stuff. I got to constantly be moving. But I try to figure stuff out, and I learned that from them. You know, it's just the way life is. My parents were always fucking on the go, man. I mean, my mom had 3 kids that were in 3 sports.
God.
Every day was insane.
How do they do that?
I don't know. I think back on it now, I'm like, how did she pull all this shit off? It was a lot of carpooling for sure. Like one day I got kidnapped by accident all day.
Oh my.
Yeah.
How does that work? Like from another parent, or like just from rando?
Yeah,
or
another parent.
The van looked safe?
I didn't go with a strange dude in a van. Yeah. That would have been fun, I'm sure.
That would have been a story. I'd like to hear about it.
Probably be a funnier
You might not be here right now.
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe.
No, it was a dumb story. It was just basically a mix-up. The lady got there to pick Luis Alberto, and that's my name. So the security guy got me because he knew me. And I'd always be waiting for a while after like basketball practice around 6. I'd always be playing with the roly-polies.
I love roly-polies.
I fucking love them.
They're classic, dude. Yeah.
And he came and got me. I got in the van. It was like 5 other kids. I didn't recognize them, but I was like, I guess fucking they're here for me. My mom, I'm sure, knows her. And what the thing was is they were all a grade above, so I didn't know them. And I assumed they were like in my brother's team or something. And the kid named Luis Alberto, he wasn't that great. He had already been picked up. So it was a mix-up. So
who did he get picked up by? That's my thing. Yeah, okay. That's a chaotic
but
family.
But my mom
right
didn't know what the fuck happened to me, so because she didn't know that lady. I never asked her how she came to find me. Oh, you just
went into a random lady's car, and your mom was
like, I don't know who that is. And the lady, when she found out it wasn't me, she didn't want to freak me out, so she didn't tell me. So I was just playing with the dog till like 11 in the backyard, and my mom got there so pissed off.
The lady didn't want to freak you out, so she's like, all right, I'm going to take this kid.
Instead, she was figuring out how to
I'm going to take this kid, I'm going to put him in the backyard, let him play with the dog, then I'm going to figure out who this is.
Yeah, she just kept saying my mom was going to come soon. And
what a wild...
I don't remember what else, but she was making excuses. What a wild way
to like
I didn't
handle
that much, though.
Well, yeah, you didn't know.
I was playing with the dog.
But if I pick up someone's wrong kid, I'm like, I got to take them back immediately to the
poor
school.
Lady, bro. I'm sure she was... Yeah, you're right, actually.
What kind of thought process would be like, I'm going to keep taking this kid?
Oh, well, at some point, though, the school security guard
leaves.
It was a... Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe that's the right thing to do. Is just be like, all right, I'm gonna keep them. I mean, it worked out. Lucky you didn't get picked up by the wrong guy, but like,
fun stuff. But anyway, I don't know how they managed to like keep us in 3 sports my entire life. It was wild. So even though, like I mentioned, I didn't grow up with a lot of money, it was like, and we were good. We had money. We went to a private school, but my parents busted their ass. Like I can say that for sure. I know most parents do, at least in America. They take care of the kids, but the job they did was insane.
Yeah,
they're all about us, man. They're I was fortunate with that.
That's great.
Yeah.
Your family seems. I mean, obviously it's always ups and downs, but seems like there were good things going on. You know what I'm saying? Like overall, like a lot of hardships. I'm not saying it was easy or.
My dad's coming over right now.
Beautiful. Yeah, you said he wanted to tailgate.
I'm gonna take him to a tailgate. I'm gonna get him drunk.
Good.
It doesn't take long. It's like 2 drinks.
Oh, he's lightweight.
He's a huge lightweight, which is funny, but also frustrating in the sense that like I took him to a comedy show like 3 weeks ago, and the comedy show was gonna last 2 hours. We get there an hour before, and I order a beer, and he goes, "What are you doing? You're driving?" I'm like, "I'm just gonna have one." And he goes, "No, that's crazy. What if you get drunk?" I'm like, "From a beer? We're gonna be here for 3 hours." He was like, "I don't know about this." I was like, "All right, relax. I won't drink the beer." He's because he wasn't never a big drinker. Like I never saw my dad drunk growing up except for one time, and actually that time was really cool. And it was when I was 11. We went to see Mexico play Belize in El Volcán, which is a stadium there, which stands for the volcano.
Cool.
That place erupted all the time, dude.
Wait, real? Like, what do you mean? Like the
it's not
crowd
an actual
erupted?
volcano, but like
The crowd erupted.
yeah, but the structure was so bad you'd feel the floor shaking when there was a goal.
That's cool.
It's gonna kill some
It's
people
gonna
at
eventually
some
collapse.
point.
Yeah.
But
It's cool until that happens.
yeah, and like I mentioned, I hated soccer, but I remember that experience was a lot of fun. We went with like the uncles and my cousin. It was all the boys, and Mexico won 6-2. I remember I was really into photography at the time, so I brought my camera and took some videos. And yeah, I remember I hated soccer, but I remember seeing it and feeling that day like I wish I could do that. You know, but I knew I was really bad. Yeah.
How old were you at that point?
11. I wasn't confident enough to think I could get there because I had already been trying to get good. My mom would take me to the park on my off days. It would be like once a week or something, and I would just hit the ball against the wall for hours, but I couldn't get good. I couldn't get it to go up. That was my problem. I couldn't lift the ball. I would just hit it with the fucking front of my foot.
When did you eventually?
I was so bad.
How did you learn how to lift it up? You eventually had to learn just by doing it.
In San Antonio, I would go to Lifetime Fitness.
Oh, shout out Lifetime! That my first. That Lifetime Fitness got me into fitness because my grandmother got me a membership there at 18.
We were probably crossing paths.
It changed. It really changed my life. Yeah, and
I was there every day.
I went. What year?
How much? How older are you than me? Like 3?
I'm old.
Like 4 years?
I'm 33.
4 years. We probably crossed paths. I was there all
at
the time.
That Lifetime Fitness.
Since I was 12 up until I was
281
18.
and 1604.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, I had a job at Perico's Mexican restaurant there.
Yeah, I worked at Lifetime for a little bit too after college.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I worked after college.
Man, I probably
That's
saw
2013. But
you probably kicked me out of the racquetball courts.
I was like, dude, you need to get a membership.
Yeah. They'd kick me out of the racquetball courts all the time because that's how I got good at soccer.
You would just hit the soccer ball in the racquetball.
Yeah, they're like, that's not what this is for. But it's 3 walls. So every time.
I would have never kicked you out, dude. As long as you're using the space for whatever you want, I feel like it's
so parents, whenever they've asked, I'm like, take your kid into a racquetball court and just leave him there for hours with a soccer ball.
That's beautiful.
Because you just learn how to control the ball from every angle, and you have your touch just.
Wise.
For me, I don't even know how I discovered that. I don't remember, to be fair. And I would just go to the soccer field, and when I was in the soccer field, I would dribble a lot and shoot. But there, I would just hit the ball for hours and just control it, juggle, and just fucking hit it with both legs, bring it down. I don't know. That's how I got good. It worked for me. Yeah.
I feel like that would work for almost anyone. I mean, not anyone, but it's like, dude, that's.
I think so. I think that's the best.
You're
approach.
showing the sauce on how you get better at anything. You literally, that's it. It's not rocket science. You just show up and keep doing the thing over and over and over and over and over. And eventually, as long as you have somewhat of an objective eye towards yourself and you're not pumping yourself up and thinking you're awesome, you'll get better.
I still thought I was bad. I still I got good, I still thought I was bad because there was so much left to go.
Right.
But friends would tell me, what the fuck happened?
How'd you get so good?
They made me captain my last year of the varsity team.
Right.
And I think it wasn't just because I got better and I was good. I think it was that everyone saw the progression because I was terrible at first. And I really cared a lot. That's one thing I do regret about my senior year because I started drinking at 17. So I would throw a lot of parties and have the boys from the team drunk all the time, like on the weekend. And I think that team we could have won. Who cares now about state? But I remember I cared a lot in high school.
Right.
But
you're saying if you didn't start throwing the parties, y'all be a little more locked in. Maybe would have gotten over that.
Because I was still locked in, but I was drinking.
Right.
You know,
you were trying to play both fields in a sense. It
was fun when you first start drinking. At least for me, it was too fun.
Right.
I was like, whoa, because I was for a Mexican. I started late.
How late?
Senior year.
And my
my parents were in Mexico since I was in middle school, basically. So I could have, But I don't know. Me and my brothers cared a lot about sports, so I just didn't want to fuck it up. And then one time I got drunk, and it was the best night. It was by accident, too. It was wild. What was your first time like?
Drinking?
Yeah.
Dude, I don't know.
Was it with, like, your family?
No.
You don't remember?
Dude, so I have a lot of bad drinking thing in my family. Like, aunt, major alcoholic, actually kind of ended her life. Mother struggled with alcoholism for, I would say 20 plus years. She actually beat it, dude, which is awesome. And she's still going. And she beat it. She used to drink a lot of beer. And so I don't think alcohol never grabbed me like that. Mm-hmm. I mean, in college, we have some parties. I always felt like an outcast. Dude, I'm a nerd, dude. I'm a loser
guy.
I'm a loser guy. Yeah, absolutely.
I love that.
Yeah, the pineapple, whatever you want to call it.
Is that
code words? No, I've never called it that. But no, alcohol has never pulled me. I mean, I've obviously drank in college and stuff, but I've seen what it can do. And
you're actually a lightweight too, just like my dad. I forget.
Yeah, I'm a lightweight for sure.
You always look like you're coked out when you're drunk.
You tell me that. A lot of people tell me that. I'm high energy.
You're because you're already high energy, but like not right now. But it is really fun to see. You're like, yes.
When I'm nuts.
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah. I like it.
It's usually me running off of a fruit smoothie and ice bath. I'm not even joking. Like that's usually what I run off of.
I want to get back into ice baths,
dude.
I'm gonna order one.
Addicted. You see that freezer over there? That's where I freeze my ice. What do you see that freezer right there?
Oh, you have like an ice bath here?
I do ice baths every day.
Where?
In my bathtub.
Badass.
Yeah.
So
you can do it.
I get annoyed with the bathtub because my issue is my groins, and my legs are straight. So I want to like stretch them out while I'm getting ice. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's still good for me. I just use it as an excuse to not do it.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I don't love doing the ice in the bathtub.
Because it's too tight.
Yeah, I get it. No, I have to like spread my legs out a little bit too.
I looked into it this week. They're not expensive. They're like $100.
What?
Like an ice bath.
Yeah, but what are you going to put it in your apartment and like fill it up with water with a
try
hose?
My balcony, but then it's going to flow over and fucking...
That might be... Yeah, you do have a balcony. That might be all right, actually.
Yeah. Maybe I can.
You can do the blow-up ones where they like blow up and you fill it up.
Or I could just, blow up outside or something.
I mean, I'm addicted, dude. I am so addicted.
It's great. I love cold water. When I lived in California, I used to go swimming all the time, even in the winter, without a wetsuit, which was insane. That was dangerous. I could have... But I liked it a lot.
God, the dopamine hits you were getting at that age. That's great. Yeah.
And there's something for me, I don't know if it's a weird thing, salt water for me is just the best feeling afterwards.
Really?
I don't get it. Because also, like, if I go to a lake, it's fun. But, like, salt water, or I don't know if it was more the waves, you know, swimming in that. Afterwards, it's the best feeling I can have.
Yeah, you're unstoppable.
After swimming in the ocean.
Right.
It's also like thinking you could die because the ocean is dangerous. And I would do it every day. And I never got, like, a surfer in the sense of, like, they don't feel fear, or a lot of them that I knew, they don't feel. I still had a little, but I would still go every day because I'd go deep. So if I cramped up or something, I'm fucked.
I think that fear is what makes it enticing too, in a weird way.
Yeah, and then afterwards you still feel the rush.
Because you feel alive. Because you know you could have like.
I love the ocean. I miss that about California a lot.
Right.
I don't know
that
about
Pacific Ocean. I don't think I miss the ocean. It's like I liked it. I would go to it.
I just don't love the beaches in LA, which is where you were. They're too populated.
There's a lot of people on
them.
It's
annoying. They're flat. I was in Orange County. They're beautiful beaches. I like them.
Right.
Because it feels like a private beach, even though it's not. They did a really good job because most beaches, they'll have like resorts, you know. And in Orange County, the residents were like, fuck that. We're not going to have that. So I really Laguna Beach is probably one of my favorite spots in the world.
Nice.
Well, it definitely is. But I haven't traveled that much either. Like I haven't been outside of the U.S. or Mexico. How was Japan? Tell me about Japan. Actually, should we have one more?
Yeah, let me get one more. Tell the people what you got going on again.
Okay.
I'm just kidding. You can say whatever you want.
Follow me on Instagram.
Follow me on.
I'll post my shows. I'm annoying about it. You have to be. So yeah, come for some laughs. It gets awkward and fun sometimes. No, it's always a good time. We're at Cabana Club every week. I think I mentioned that earlier, but it's a lot of fun. We actually they liked our last show, so they give us a cabana and 2 free bottles for tomorrow. Which I don't know if I can go, but they're a lot of fun. That place. Thank you, brother. Yeah, what are you doing tomorrow?
You're a gangster, dude. I just say talk and you just start going. It's fucking sweet.
I forget people are watching us.
Up, dude. I think there are some.
Yeah.
Shout out to everyone watching. Let's see what's got. Yes, they are Pacificos, Alex. Good to see you. I love you.
Who is Alex?
It's my cousin.
Oh, badass. Hey,
She's amazing.
What's up? Oh, I thought it was a guy.
No, she has a baby.
Is she cute? I'm joking.
She is.
Just a baby?
She'd like that.
Hey,
Yeah.
congratulations. My brother is having his first in less than a month.
Which
now.
one?
I'm going to be in a little tío.
Is
Carlos.
Nice.
Carlos and Andrea.
Beautiful.
I'm fucking pumped for that, man.
Being an uncle's great, dude. I'm an uncle now, and you're not an uncle, right? This is your first
Not
time?
yet, man. I think I'm going to fucking freak out. Like in a good way.
Nothing
I'm
is
not ready
better
for it.
than being an uncle, especially when you're the fun uncle. Fun
Yeah.
I call it a fun
I'm afraid that it might I might love my niece so much that I'll be like, I don't need a kid. Like I already kind of have one.
Mm.
And it's a problem for not a problem, but like people will ask like, when are you getting married and shit? I'm like, dude, most comics say get married like late because I'm gonna be busy all the time.
Who asked
I'm already
you that?
busy as
Who
fuck.
asked when you're getting
Every-
married? What? I'm like, when are you gonna when you're
We're at that age, dog. What do you mean?
I know, but I still feel like I'm not. I know, dude. It's weird to think I'm 33. I really don't even know how to comprehend it. I really still feel like a child.
Me too, but see, the only reason
we're
why I
not.
would care about having kids too late, like that, I wouldn't like it, is because my dad and my mom, they were very active with us growing up. So like every Saturday morning or like on the weekends, we'd go to Chipinque, which is a gorgeous like a mountain range in Mexico, Monterrey. So like I don't want to be old and not take my kids to play basketball or, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I really want to play with my kids,
Absolutely.
sports and shit, like when they're young. So that's the only thing I care about. That's why I don't want to have them after like 40.
But do you already, dude? If you take care of yourself,
Yeah.
you can go, dude. There's 80-year-olds running marathons right now.
Yeah.
So,
dude,
that's a false thing to be like,
working in
oh,
assisted living. There's people that are in their 90s,
killing, still doing it.
There's a guy named Tino. He's 104, World War II vet.
Wow.
This guy, on my first tour, we were with two brothers. We were showing them around the community, and they were kind of tense, stressed out. They were looking for their parents. So, you know, it's not easy, right? Finding a home for them. It's a transition. So, like, they were in a weird mood. And I remember we were walking from one building to the next, and I tried to break them. So I just asked them where they're from. They were like, San Antonio, blah, blah, blah. They were like, what about you? I'm like, I went to high school here, but I live in Austin. I'm doing some comedy there. And they perked up. They get so happy. They're like, dude, we fucking love so-and-so. They're like, we love Nate Bargatze. I'm like, he's the greatest, like, clean comic, blah, blah. We start vibing, and then we get into the building, and this guy, Tino, he rolls out. Again, he's 104. He just starts yelling, I've been stuck here 15 years.
Oh,
no PTO. No vacations.
What?
And I literally had to be like, I'll be right back. I had to roll him away somewhere else and talk to him. And then he forgot where he was. He was like, they murdered my kid. And then it got sad. He was like, they murdered him for $100,000. I was like, no, they didn't. But I was like, okay. And then someone called him. This dude was using a phone. It was a flip phone, but I'm like, he's 104. He's using a phone.
And he still
he's
has
rolling
someone,
around.
and someone's still calling him.
He tries to escape every day. Yeah, he's still got that dog in him, dude.
You can't let that dog let up. 15 years of trying to get out of somewhere.
Insane. So then I'm like, yeah, dude, I'm being a pussy thinking I'm old. Like this guy.
You are. Don't say that shit. Like, I want to make sure dude, if you take care of your body, dude, you can go a long time. And we're walking into the golden age of health and fitness.
Yeah.
We're in it right now. The last 5 years, you know how many things they've learned? I mean, I'm just standing on the shoulders of these giants, like Huberman. And I'm just trying to soak stuff up. Because I'm shooting for 100. That's actually my goal in life.
Are you serious?
I'm trying to make it to
you
100.
You have like that?
I don't know why.
I think I should think about that. Because I make a lot of jokes about like dying at 50 probably from this is going to kill me.
Yeah.
I need to work out a better fucking sleep schedule, man.
Okay, sleep is important. You need 7 to 9 hours. You can obviously... I know.
I love a 7. Right now, dude, the 7 makes me feel like I won the day.
7 is the minimum. So I listened to a sleep expert on Rogan one time or whatever. I forgot his name. But he pretty much said, like, obviously you can go, if you have a night or two of, less than 7, 6, 5, 4, you can operate, you're fine. But it does catch up with you, and it is like a bank, and you need to kind of like replenish it. And 7 to 9 is what every human needs. So you should shoot for that.
Oh, absolutely, man. I, like I said, like this is new. Ooh.
What's new? Yeah, adjust that.
Adjust this shit.
Dude, I love that hat, by the way. NBA
Final. I love it.
98. Shout out Chicago Bulls.
Yeah.
I'm just shouting out everyone on the podcast.
Shout out to my boy Chris. He gave it to me for my birthday.
It's a great hat.
I got a little like stain, bleach stain on it because I washed it recently. But
no, it's nice.
You know what's funny about this hat? Like I said, my friend Chris gave it to me. He's really into hats. I fucking sometimes hate wearing it because guys that are into hats come and talk to me like I know about hats.
That's a guy magnet hat. I'm not gonna lie. Any
It
man
is,
is like,
dude.
oh,
Gearhead,
dude,
they just-
hell yeah.
They come and they'll say things in words I don't understand. And I'm like, God, thanks. Yeah. And they'll ask me questions. I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm just wearing a hat. I do like the Bulls. Michael Jordan was my guy when I was young. That was the first book I read by choice, like his book.
I didn't even know he had a book. What was it called? Just
It's
Goat?
probably like, I don't even remember.
Yeah.
I was really young. It was small.
Nice.
Yeah. And then have you ever been into reading? I need
it's
to
a-
get back to it.
Well,
man.
no, it's a constant struggle of like, I've gone through. I've read way more outside of college than or any formal education. The real education comes outside of formal education for the most part. I think it's like you trying to dig into different subjects and trying to figure out what you like, and then.
But do you ever
kind of
read just for fun, though?
Yeah, I do it right now.
What are you reading?
Well, I'm rereading Anthony DeMaio Awareness right now, which is a great one.
Something happened. Oh, we're back. Okay, Anthony
Check.
DeMaio.
Check.
Oh, your
check.
camera is messing up.
Hold on. Give me 1 sec.
Yeah, dude, take your time.
Because that's like maybe it's cut off.
Yeah. I'll just talk so something is on the camera for now. Let's see. What should we talk about? I started reading The Sun Also Rises. That was pretty cool. I've never read Hemingway before.
Let's see,
You
dude.
like to
Let's see
party.
if this works at all.
There we go. We're back.
So that camera cuts off after maybe 2 hours.
We've been going for a while, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm liking it, though.
We've
What
been
do you
going a
think?
little bit. We don't have to keep. We'll kind of keep it going a little more.
tell
and then
me,
we can
man.
cut
I'm
it. No, I
chilling.
know we're chilling. I feel like it's. I feel like it's going good. Good call on the camera cutting out. Because I wouldn't have known. I think that cuts out after 2 hours. I'll have to look into that. This is the first episode.
Yeah. What are we going to be called?
Kind of getting. Well, it's called Paocast Podcast. To be honest with you. dude.
Paocast?
Paocast.
Pao. What is Pao?
My last name's Paoletta.
Oh, my bad. Yeah. I like it.
So it's kind of like the Paocast
I need to come up with a
Podcast.
different name for my handle. Because when I created my Instagram, I thought it was just a username that I used to like log in.
Right.
So I just did like my initials and numbers.
When
As a comedian, that's not good. I need
when I
something.
tagged you, I was like, wait, what is his Instagram? LU.
Everyone has trouble with it, man. It's so stupid.
Why don't you just make it like? I mean,
I'm open to suggestions.
no,
bro.
I'm not. I don't even want to suggest.
It's weird naming myself for something funny.
I don't know if you have to be funny, but you want your name in there.
Comedians usually want it to be like, does that make sense? Something like that indicates what I do.
Like Luis Hernandez comedian comedy.
That's long as shit.
Yeah, I know that's not funny either. What's this?
Probably taken.
My camera's
My name's-
messing up. I might need to redo it.
Yeah.
Hold on 1 sec. Sorry, dude.
It's all right.
This is working out.
You can
kinks.
probably pause. Can this be paused? I don't
no,
care.
it can't
I can
be
just
paused.
keep going.
There's no such thing as pausing anything. Hold on.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. I'm messing. Hold on 1 sec. Hold on. Let's see.
I just realized I haven't had breakfast. I'm having Pacifico for breakfast.
That's guest camera. Hold on. Sorry.
It's all good, bro.
Hold on 1 sec.
I don't think anyone's watching this live anyway.
No, they are.
Except-
We got some views.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Shout out, dude.
Hold on. Can you hold on?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. The thing auto switches when you talk.
Do you want me? Oh,
Hold on 1 sec. Sorry. Yeah, I'm gonna have to work this out. It's okay though. Yeah, Ruben said your IG should be your full name. That's what I was saying. Luis
Ruben,
Hernandez
my full
comedy.
name is
but-
taken.
yeah,
How many Luis Hernandezes there are?
One.
When I had the man bun, a lot of people tell me I look like Johnny Depp. Obviously, like a way uglier version.
Like a sexy.
So I thought of like Juan Depp, like a Latin bad version. But it's stupid. I don't know. I've never thought about it too much. What do you think it should be, Ruben? I can't really read the comments from here, but shout out to Ruben, by the way, for helping you put this together. It's pretty dope.
Ruben Cholignon.
I'm sorry I roasted you when you came to my show. I love you.
It could have overheated. He might be right. That's my producer and my really good friend.
He's great.
He's a really solid dude. It might be overheating.
I'm
which
looking
we'll
forward
have
to get
work
to
with
know
some
him
shit.
more.
You should. He's a
He's
good
like
dude.
he gives me the vibe of like the guy in the van that gets you out of the bank before
He would be the
cops
driver.
get there. You know?
Yeah, and
he's fucking great. Reliable.
he's solid as hell, and he's actually helped me with all. I'm an idiot with this shit. I just he helped. Look at him. He's
Ruben, I hope you have a great time in Southeast Asia. I hope you meet a lot of lady boys.
I knew you were gonna
Have a
go
good
there.
Time.
He
Man.
loves them. He loves them.
I don't know anything else about Southeast Asia.
I don't
Where
know.
exactly is he going? Do you know?
No, he doesn't know. No, I don't know, and he doesn't know.
That's pretty dope, man.
Yeah. Well, he can do work on the computer, and it's kind of a beautiful thing. No, you're good, dude. I'm over checking it now because I want to make sure it.
Yeah, we good?
I don't know.
Fuck it. Let's keep talking.
We'll run until it doesn't, and then we'll fucking end this. I think
good.
it's been a wonderful conversation. I've enjoyed being here with you. I'm not even lying, dude.
Yeah.
I knew it was gonna be good. So
It's the first one, bro. We're gonna
solid.
find our groove. This is gonna be fun.
You got to find your groove. He says camera's back. Okay. Well, we'll check it out, and it might be overheating. I don't really quite know.
Let's finish on a strong one, though.
Let's finish on a strong, dude. I think you got into comedy, and I feel like you've gotten into soccer, and all the things you've been getting into is trying to unify people. You've seen the unity behind it, and I think that's a common theme kind of showing in your life, where you're trying to do something where you see it brings people together, and it maybe separates the difficulties they're all having, or like not separates it, but it kind of puts them on the back burner. They forget about it for a bit. You're trying to let them forget about
distractions.
their worries.
Yeah,
right.
I like getting distracted myself.
Right.
Yeah.
So you're trying to provide them a distraction, in a sense.
Why not? Right.
Right.
I don't know if I just do it for people. I'm not gonna lie, with the comedy, at least. I think I shared that when I first started with my brother. I think because with soccer, that was the purpose. I wanted people to feel that passion and feel happy.
Mm.
And now that all came from a young age. Before I was even soccer, like I remember one of my favorite days ever was I had a good football game, and it's when I discovered I was really good because I just got big, taller than all the other kids, and whatever. It was a great day, but I remember my family was so happy from that game. They were like, "What the fuck?" That we didn't argue all day. And in my family, even though we love each other a lot, very argumentative family.
I've seen it.
Oh,
yeah.
I was so quiet because everyone would yell all the time.
Mm.
And like I said, we loved each other a lot, but every day arguments about bullshit all day, dude. And I remember that day nobody argued. Everyone was just happy. So I remember getting that like feeling and being like, I want to do that all the time. And when it was soccer, it was that. When it was comedy, now that it started, I'm not gonna lie, that was never like the purpose. I just started doing it, and I don't even know what the purpose was. But I remember I was drunk at a dive bar once, and I had just seen Bill Burr live. It was the first stand-up show I ever saw, and I was pretty depressed in California because I was still living there after I saw the doctor here in Texas about my injury. So I was like, all right, soccer's out the window. What the fuck am I going to do? But I remember I saw Bill Burr because he had a show at the Improv at the Spectrum in Irvine, California. And I used to work right across. So I got off work one day, saw he was performing. I had seen him on TV. So I was like, oh, fuck yeah. I went, had the best time. And then like 2 days later, I'm at a dive bar by myself because I told you I didn't have any friends there at the time. Mm. And they happened to have an open mic in Huntington Beach. And I remember getting up there, eating shit. For like a good 30 seconds, I couldn't even tell you what I talked about. I got the fuck out of there, and I was like, that was awful. And then for some reason, when I moved back to Texas, it was like, I think I can do that.
Nice.
I don't know where the hell it came from, but it is, if I'm being honest, it was never for people. But I do love that now, at least when my friends come, or if people are really nice. Sometimes they come to you after the show, and they're like, that was really fun. It'll be like a couple or something, and it feels good for people to enjoy it, you know. So I don't know. I'm figuring it out as I go. It's fun though. It's why I want to get you back into it. I think you'd be great at it. Like today's been a serious conversation, but I like riffing with you.
Yeah, I riff too, and we've had fun too. Yeah, my camera's overheating. It's fine. We'll have to work out that. But I've had fun too. I like to get silly, but I also like to jump in the deep end and get talk. Existential. I'm an existentialist. I'm always thinking about like, what is our existence? What are we doing here?
Sorry, I laughed because I figured that could be your Instagram handle. Go on.
What?
The existentialist.
The existentialist. Yeah.
So douchey, but it'd be good.
Yeah, it's massive douche. Yeah, they just post quotes of fucking, I don't know, Carl Jung on it or something.
Ooh, okay.
You know what I mean? Shout out.
We were talking about what you were reading.
Oh, yeah. I'm reading Awareness by Anthony DeMaio again. I'm also reading Dostoevsky, Crime and Punishment.
Oh, no way. I started that one.
Did you, right now? Or
a year ago?
Okay.
Yeah, dude. I'm like, awesome. No, I remember I was sick, so I started reading. My dad recommended it. He said it changed his life when he was like 16. And that's when he made big moves to go to Mexico City. So I was like, okay, let's check this out. I hear it's really dark. So I really want to get back into it. I haven't had time to read anything lately, but I want to.
I think you should.
You got to make time for it.
To maximize your time. I know you're driving a lot. Audiobooks, obviously. Podcasts,
Yeah,
obviously.
I have a problem with that. I love music too much
Oh.
in the car.
I don't
I'm
think
a
there's
crackhead.
Then
bro.
don't worry. If that's what you find enjoyment in and pleasure in, then I think you should.
That's
just
why I
keep
don't
doing
mind the
that.
commute. I
Yeah.
do like it. I listen to podcasts if it's like interesting or a
Mm.
good guest on a good show.
Oh yes.
Like I saw Trump on the Friedman one on Lexus, and it was awful. I felt dumber afterwards.
Mm.
I really wanted it to be a deep conversation, but it was more about like Trump talking about us eating dogs and shit. I don't know.
Trump shit.
But no, that's how I got into podcasts with Joe Rogan. I remember hearing him talk to Neil deGrasse Tyson while I was painting houses.
Mm.
And dude, I enjoyed it so much.
Mm.
I remember, dude, when I met Neil, nicest fucking guy in the world.
You met Neil deGrasse Tyson
At the restaurant, man. When I was working there.
Nice.
No, I wasn't serving him, but I went and bothered him. He shook my hand, softest hands in the world, dude, for some reason. I don't know what he does. He uses a lot of lotion. But a very nice guy. Afterwards, he came and asked if I wanted a picture. And he did like a silly face. And
He came and asked you if you wanted a picture.
Yeah. Because I didn't bother him
He's
for too
famous.
much. I just said I'm a big fan. And,
Yeah.
you know, I don't want to interrupt y'all. And they were all really nice. And I just shook his hand. And, yeah, afterwards, he came and talked to us for a while. Super fun.
Mm.
Very nice guy. Anyway. This has been fun, bro.
Dude, enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming by.
Yeah,
Thanks
dude.
for
It's exciting. This is fun.
thanks for breaking time out of your busy schedule. I know you have a lot going on, dude. You really do. You're doing comedy. You're doing
Today's a day to relax.
It is a day
and
to
enjoy.
relax. Well, we did a little work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I guess this doesn't feel. It's
Yeah.
not really work, but I guess it is. We're doing
Yeah.
something. Thank you so much for coming in, Luis.
Thanks for
I
having me,
appreciate
baby.
the shit out of it, dude. And,
Appreciate anyone who listened.
Yeah,
Thanks.
thank you, everyone. Alex, Ruben, whoever else decided to pop in. Appreciate y'all. I know the camera's black now. We're going to work
Yeah.
out the kinks. I'm going to get Ruben on this, and he'll figure it out because he's a G.
Yeah.
But yeah, everyone have a great day. Thanks for coming in, dude.
Yes, sir. All right.